Hi, can you guys hear me? I hope you can hear me well. Let's see. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? I'm not sure if my volume is on. Oh, great, great. You can hear me. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining the stream today. This is going to be really a lot of fun for me. because I there's so many shows and television programs that I grew up with that I absolutely love, and I can't wait to talk about them with you and find out what your favorite shows were. And definitely, before I get to that, I just want to say a quick shout out to a quick roll call, if you will, just to acknowledge some of the people who have been here since the beginning, like Burning Mall. Let's see. Uh, who asked if I can include the Great Space Coaster, which I am not familiar with. And I'm going to write that down. I have a notepad next to me, and I'm going to write down all of the shows I don't know so I can check them out later on. Maybe Tubi. I heard that Tubi has really got everything. So the Great Space Coaster. Never heard of it before. Yeah, I mean, I love this community because there's so much sharing of knowledge that's just great. So I'll do some more roll call. Government Cheese is here. Lance Chafin has been here since the beginning. And in the beginning, he asked about his wrench. Now, I'm not sure what happened, but it looks like YouTube unmodded a whole bunch of people that I modded, and these are people that I know, and so this is, or I have seen quite a bit. I've had an internet relationship, communicating back and forth, or and so I know of them, and I don't know why YouTube decided it was just going to unmod people. But if you happen to be one of the people that were unmodded, I'm truly sorry. Just let me know, and I'll just totally, uh, you know, remod you. But yeah, I could see how that could be a little shocking. You're like, oh no, I thought it was a mod, and no, you're not. Don't worry. Just let me know and I will let you know. And also anyone in the chat, if you can, if someone mentions it, that they were a mod, and just let me know, and or at least fill them in on the fact that something happened with YouTube, a glitch or something. So Lord Toth is here. Thanks for being here. Another mod. Lots of blue wrenches here. We got the blue wrench squad. Let's see who else is here. Stuart Mitchell. Oh wow. Hey Stuart, how are you? Such nice words in the comments from you and Lord Thoth earlier. Just reassuring me that I'm okay because I was really, really nervous. And that's just, stage fright is a real thing, everybody. Unicorn Rampant Studio is here. Good to see you again, my friend. You're awesome. Let's see. Tom Jr. Jackson is here. Thank you so much for being here. I love hanging out with you and the internet webs, the interwebs. William Curry is here. Let's see. William Blake Hall is also here. Hi, William Blake Hall. Let's see. William tells us that he won't be around all day tomorrow, but today it looks like he can make it. So great. I would love to hear what are some of your childhood uh, um, TV shows and things like that. Let's see. Uh, did I mention Keith E already? Keith E is here. Um, and there's some other Stevie happy little tree Stevie's happy little trees. Greetings from Detroit. uh let's see who else. Thrash Ponda Ponds is here. Hello, Thrash. How are you? So great to see you. Oh my God. Okay, so I put together this idea a while back, but it just so happens that I was on Dave Sumston's channel, like viewing one of his videos or live streams the other day, and at the end he had a little segment with Thrash Pondo Pons just talking about his favorite TV shows, and it was like, oh my God, that's my show. And you mentioned like all of the TV shows that I absolutely adore. So that was such a nice surprise, and it was great. It was great. We've got Sin Havoc 5150 here. Thank you for coming through today. Great to see you again. Hi, Natural Girl. I like the intro with beats. Thank you. I love the music, and I absolutely adore it. Okay, so let me actually read some of your comments. Oh, look, I see another cool little comment. Uh, the intro reminds me of Night Flight, only umpteenth percent cooler. Oh, that's so sweet. And Lord Thought says, "Give me my childhood back." I would love to have my childhood back. There is something about being a child that is so incredible. Oh, and Sin Havoc also reminds everyone to get the likes up as much as possible because, it helps me to level up in the eyes of YouTube. And let's see if I can get my little thing here for the likes. Here we go. Yes. All right. Uh, and Lance Chafin says, Thrash way ahead of you on that. Okay, what was it that you're way ahead of him on that? I have to. Okay, flight from the late night USA network back in the 1980s. Very cool. Now okay, so I'm gonna have to write that down because night flight is one that missed my peripheral. It's just kind of strange, I guess, where you live, you get certain programs that are different. And so I never saw that one. Um, so the way I'm going to do this, let me see. Let's see some more of your comments. Um, let's see. Let's see. Unicorn Rampant Studio says, if you made it to night flight, you knew parents were asleep. Oh, okay. Oh, look who's here. Puff Comics 83. Hey, how are you today? Thanks for joining the chat. This is going to be very interesting. I have notes here. Let's see. One, two, uh, three, four, 5 pages of notes talking about TV shows that have gone by. But I wanted to start off with a little bit of information that I found out about TV. So let's see if I can share that screen. Um, So the first ever broadcast on television was in 1928, guys. When I did the research to find out about television, I believe the first like good television was actually created or like available in 1927. I'm not sure if it was created earlier, but that was when it was like actually available. But the first show was, let me see if I can find where it says it was The Queen's Messenger that aired September 11th in 1928. The 41-minute long program was the first drama to ever be broadcast on television, thanks to WGY Television, General Electric's experimental station based in Schenectady, New York. Isn't that cool? I mean, I never knew that, and I thought it would be a nice little nerdy nugget to share with you guys. Uh, just a uh, little bit of a nugget. Let's see. Puff Comic says so many great TV shows I grew up watching. Uh, Unicorn says Space Coaster was before the school bus. Oh, okay, so you can watch it before the school started. Was it like a puppet program? I may have seen it. Tubi Channel has a lot of old shows and movies. Um, Lance Stevens says, greatest American hero. Absolutely. 1980s. Let's see. Uh, and Lance is joking around. He says, remodulate everyone, right? It's great. Uh, oh, Danny Stanton is here. Hello, Danny. Where are you? Oh, wow. Leon of the New Geeks is here. Thanks for joining me today. I don't know if I was mod, but I don't mind being one. Throw me a wrench, LOL. Okay, let me see if I can do it. I'll have to use my secondary computer, guys. Watch it. I'll be right there. Let's see. Let's see if I can do it. All right, there we go. Okay, so let me keep going. I see you have some cool things that you guys have said in the chat. Um, I remember Wait Till Your Father Gets Home. That's the old school cartoon. Oh, really? Let's see. Hi, everyone. First time on this channel live. This is the Foundation 148. Well, welcome, welcome, everyone. Welcome in. Found the Foundation 148. Lubick touched me. I've always been more of a movie person than a TV person, but considering how important Star Trek was in my youth, I can say that TV shows didn't help shape my personality. Okay. I was sick for Star Trek when it was on reruns. Uh, the Thrash Ponded Pond says the Foundation 148. Alex, your droogs have been waiting. Ooh, I don't know. That sounds like something you guys have between yourselves. Okay. Oh, okay. I see a question. Um, uh, uh, geared to me. Retro Nerd Girl. It's always awesome hanging out with you. Glad to be here. Oh my God, Tom. Please, yes, you're so awesome. Another flattering comment here. Stuart Mission says, Retro Nerd Girl, you're very welcome. Oh, thank you. And Leon says, gotta go, but might be right back. Okay, yeah, I hope you can come back if you can, because I'm sure you'll probably have some fascinating information about any of these topics here. Thrash says, Retro Girl, what can I say? Great minds think alike. Yes. Okay, so let me fast forward a little bit. Oh my goodness. Tom Jr. Jackson, thank you. We haven't even started really getting into the show yet, but thank you so much. Let's see if I have something really good for you here. Here's one. All right. All right. And you guys are fast with the comments. I'm trying to keep up without going going too slow. Okay, and Tracy Roth-Myers, welcome to the show tonight. She says, "Hi guys, did you know that today is Holocaust Remembrance Day? I did not know that. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, wow, that is pretty intense. I haven't seen anything. This is really horrible. To be honest, I'm really kind of shocked." That there wasn't anything mentioned. But yes, thank you for letting us know. Um, let's see. Uh, all right. Okay, so I'm gonna start because what I've got here. Oh, 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 oh. let's see. Puff Comic says that Star Trek Next Generation started his love for Star Trek. Um, yeah, I mean, for a lot of people, it was really awesome. Um, and the original show for me was was incredible. I was thirsty for sci-fi, and there was the well, you know, of awesome stuff. Uh, William Curry says, not wanting to date myself, but I grew up with Star Trek on TV then, with a Star Trek on TV then. Yeah. I mean, I didn't have, I think I grew up with the reruns, by then. It was just reruns, but and yeah, but it was still fantastic because there really wasn't that many sci-fi shows, to be very honest. Um, And Lubick Touch Me says, does anyone watch uh, Rock with Charles S. Dutton? One of my friends remember it, and my family watched it every week. Still waiting for an official DVD release. No, this is one that I just don't know. Rock. I've never heard of that one. Okay. Um, Oh, Kupi Malik is here. Hello, how you doing? Old TV series, Cool Land of the Giants and Time Tunnel. Okay, now you're you're laying out all of the good ones. The Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Forgot then that they aired though. Watched them as a kid. Oh, well, okay. So what I was gonna do, and I hope I can still get it. Uh, Oh, Droogs and Friends. That is a Clockwork Orange reference. Thanks for clearing that up. You guys are so amazing. You are so amazing. All right, let's go. Um, all right. I have allergies, so every once in a while I will grab a tissue and do the inevitable. Um, all right, so with us knowing that the first show started in 1928, basically, one of the shows that I remember as a kid, and I don't know about you, is you tell me the earliest productions. Is Our Gang, the Little Rascals, right? Anybody remember that show? Wasn't it like the cutest thing ever? I remember being so young and just looking at these kids. I'm like, oh my God, they're just like me. Oh, wait, everybody, look at this. Lance Chafin, thank you so much. $2 super check. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, Retro Nerd Girl. You rock. Love ya. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, we've got to get you a special thank you. All right. Uh, oh, here, Tracy Rothmeyer says, I'm so glad to see your face, girly. I like your art studio. Thank you so much. Yeah, I still have so much fun in here. Um, it's my dream come true. All right. Let's see. Lubitsch Touch Me says, I've never watched the original Outer Limits as a kid, but I was a big fan of the 1990s series as a teen. Really cool. Like, Outer Limits, no words, just jaw-dropping, amazing stuff. Definitely is one of those things where it's a cerebral trip. it's a it's just incredible. And this was in response to William Blake Hall's comment. Outer Limits had some of the best science fiction episodes of any show. Absolutely. Plus great music, often from the talented Dominic Frontieri. Uh, Really cool. I did not know the music was from him. Uh, and William Curry actually agrees here. He says, totally agree. Outer Limits deserves more seasons than it got, but at least we got a few. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Yeah, so our gang was our gang one or the Little Rascals one that anybody else watched? Let's see. I think we're gonna get to it. Let's see. Um, oh, so Fresh is here. How you doing? Evening, everyone. Great. I'm so glad you joined the show. Um, let's see. Tom Jr. Jackson says, I remember the Little Rascals, and they had a cartoon in the early 80s. I didn't know about that as well. Well, Robert Blake was an original member of the Little Rascals. Yep, I remember that. I remember that. Um, oh, and Lance is promising that that Thrash, you're his next super chat. Okay. So yeah, so our gang was let's see what tell me yes, our gang was another title for the Little Rascals. Yes. They had two different titles. And I think the timing for that was around I believe the reruns that I did see were from like 1934 to like 1938. Uh they continued to do it until 1944, but it those guys those guys were teenagers by then, and it changed the dynamics completely. Another really old one is the Looney Tunes, which started or began in 1930 and um, continued production until 1969. And Looney Tunes, I mean Bugs Bunny and Daffy and all those characters, they just eh, the thing is, they're just seeing them today just puts you right back into being a little kid and watching those cool shows. Um, and enjoying the mayhem that they would have in those on those segments. Um, let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, okay. Tom, it's Wabbit season. Oh wow, that's so hilarious. Uh, let's see. Okay, Unicorn Rampant Studio says, I was lamenting and laughing about the He-Man Woman Haters Club from the Little Rascals. The woman, I don't remember that. I'll have to check on. It's been a while. It's been a while. Um, let's see. Oh, Lance Chafin said, I met Spanky from our gang in the late 80s. Oh, wow. Yeah, most of them aren't around anymore. Oh my gosh. It was the 1930s when they were children. Um, Tasty Mystery Meat is here. He says, I remember seeing the reruns of a show with a kid named Alfalfa. Is that the Little Rascals? Yes, it is. He was pretty much the main character. I barely remember it, but it's probably what people would consider politically incorrect these days, but it was definitely an interesting show. And it wasn't too bad, I don't think, for its time, but it really tried to I don't know, I just there was something very innocent about those kids, the things that they wanted and the things that they did in the show. Um, and Stuart Mitchell says, the earliest shows I remember are The Invisible Man with David McCullum and Man from Atlantis with Patrick Duffy. Now, These are shows I never saw. I never saw those shows. I guess they weren't in my like region or something. It's so wild. That even today I'm still learning about TV shows I never knew about. So that is I did hear about Atlantis, the Man from Atlantis with Patrick Dovey, and I have it on my list of things to watch. William Blake Hall says, I remember McCollum's Invisible Man, not too many episodes. Okay, so maybe it was one of those things where it lasted for a short while and then they took it off the air. It is just so wild how we now have access to all of those old programs, whereas back then, if something was gone, it was just gone. You just didn't see it unless you were lucky enough to get see them in syndication. Tom Jr. Jackson says last year was the 100th anniversary of the Little Rascals. I didn't know. I didn't know that. Yeah. Yeah, because they started it was 1922 when they had their first run, and I believe it was they started out as shorts, and they had a completely different cast from the one that was in the television run um that we're probably most familiar with like Darla and Buckwheat and Alfalfa. Waiting to see if I Love Lucy gets mentioned her TV history in her TV history. It defined the 50s. Yes, we haven't gotten to the 50s yet, but what do you know? Right underneath Looney Tunes, I have I Love Lucy. So you must be psychic, Lubitsch. Lubitsch touched me. You must be psychic because literally right there. And you know what's next to it? The Honeymooners. Do you guys remember the Honeymooners? That was such a great show. Um, and it had sort of the same formula as I Love Lucy, a lot of the same flavor. But I Love Lucy had so many iconic uh, episodes. And what an incredible performer Lucille Ball is. She's definitely a super icon. Super icon. Oh wow, Captain Caveman. Yes, I do have that on my list here for like I believe 1979 television. I believe it's the 1970s TV. Grape Ape. Is that a TV show? I've never heard of it. Grape Ape. Uh, Thrash Butterpod says Hal Roach, founder of the Rascals, was a huge force behind home theater in the 1980s. I did not know that. Hal Roach, founder of the Rascals. Cool. Thrash, you have the best information, and so I'm I bow. Very cool. William, but anyone remember Roger Ramjet? Never heard of it. Is that a TV show? Is it a superhero TV show? That looks interesting. And Tom Jr. Jackson says, uh, Grape Ape, in response to Grape Ape, Jabber Jaw. So this must be something I am totally not familiar with. Uh, 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 Roger Ramjet for the win. What's that? What is that? I'm gonna have to do some research, guys. You're, you're schooling me. Um, let's see. King Kong Fooey Tom. Uh, King Kong Fooey, is that a show as well? Um, let's see. Tracy Rothmeyer says, does anyone remember a TV show with marionettes that were set in space sometime in the 60s? I think you mean Thunderbirds, because that's on my list for sure in the 60s. I haven't gotten to the 60s quite yet, though. Did I or do I not? Let's see. We might as well go into the 60s, right? Okay, let me just go over. Okay, so before we get into the 60s, I wanted to get into 1959, The Twilight Zone. Everybody knows that, and how incredibly awesome those shows were. Let's see. Uh, I've got um, Johnny Quest. Was Johnny Quest is something that anybody else here? So that it wasn't in my region again, like I said, but for some reason, uh, it was one of those shows that anytime I got a little glimpse of it, I watched it all the way through. It's like it was sort of like meeting a unicorn. Unicorn Rampant Studios is on my screen. But it's one of those things. It was like, when am I going to see that cool show again? And but I do have the opportunity now to take a look at it again. Uh, William Blake Hall says, "Wild show. One of Roger's helpful kids gets drafted, which was potentially serious because this was during the Vietnam War." Okay, so I'm gonna have to watch that that show. And yes, Thrash Panda Buns is responding to Tracy Myers, Rothmeyer saying, "Thunderbirds are go." Yeah, Thunderbirds were, it is one of those shows that, they had those featurettes where they showed you, all of the technical ships and boats and how flying helicopters and things like that, and I would just be glued to the screen watching all of this stuff, and it just blew my mind that all of these things were miniatures, and you know how much I love miniatures. I love miniatures, and so when I would see that, I was just like, how are they doing this? How are they doing this? So yeah, Thunderbirds was one of my favorites. Um, Tom Jr. Jackson says Alfalfa was in It's a Wonderful Life. I didn't know that. He was the kid who opens up the pool in the gym floor at the high school reunion dance. What? Mind blown. Wow, great trivia. Thank you, Tom Jr. Jackson. Coming in a clutch. Wow. Okay. Lord Thoth says Star Trek, of course, Battlestar Galactica, Emergency, SWAT, Doctor Who. Now, Doctor Who is still on my, like, it's still one of those things I never got it where I was from. It wasn't in my region, but now that I'm an adult, I've seen some of the Doctor Who. I think I saw like the first season, like with the first Doctor, and some of the like other episodes, but I haven't seen all of the entire pantheon of of Doctor Who. So I don't know that world, and it seems like it's huge. So I may need a tutor to help me figure out Doctor Who. But the people who are into Doctor Who are just like so into it and so like awesome. I just love how passionate they are about that franchise. Um and of course Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica has my heart. Um I didn't know Emergency or SWAT, to be honest. Those were not on my radar. Um let's see. All right, Electra Woman and Dinah Girl. Yes, and that would be the 70s. Electra, that she's on my list. Let's see, you guys are way ahead of me. Uh, and that was The Invisible Man with the Watch, says Barry on. Okay. So he has a watch that helps him become invisible? Okay. I'm into it. I am into it. And another mention of the man from Atlantis. I used to love their weird looking submarine. Okay. I need to watch that because I really liked Patrick Duffy. And I liked him in of course Dallas. Um and let's see, William Blake Hall says there's another invisibility show called Gemini Man. Ooh. Okay. Lance Chafin says Lord Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers was amazing. It was one of my favorites. Okay, and Stuart Mitchell says anything with marionettes could have been produced by Jerry Anderson. The shows included Thunderbirds, Captain Scarlet, Joe 90, and Stingray. I remember Stingray and Thunderbirds, but I don't know the other two. Captain Scarlet sounds really cool. That sounds really, really cool. Um, And Kabi Malik says, dude, Doctor Who, nothing tops that series in terms of continuity. It kept on going until now. See, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. Uh, that is exactly what I heard. That people are, they like the continuity that they can continued. Uh, Jerry Anderson also produced Space 1999. Yes, one of my favorite shows as well. Oh, Lost in Space, says Lord Thoth, and UFO. Yes. All right, now we're back to honeymooners. Honeymooners are great. Yes. Honeymooners are fantastic. Um, I'm about 10 minutes behind. Okay, Lucille Ball is the reason why we have Star Trek. That's what I heard. I heard that she was very instrumental um in making sure that show existed. So that's what I heard. And Kubi Malik says our Buck Rogers came from the same era. I'm not sure what uh what that means. You mean Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon? I'm not sure. Uh oh, Tasty Mystery Tasty Mystery Meat says, "Oh my God, I love Buck Rogers. I loved all the running around and shooting in sci-fi corridors." Right? And it was awesome. It was I mean, I love that cheesy kind of I just liked anything sci-fi. I just wanted it. I wanted the cool costumes, the aliens. I just wanted to see it and just did not care if it looked real or not. Okay. And William Blake Hall says, "Hey, I've got what Johnny Quest. Yes, Johnny Quest is incredible. You were probably reading my mind when I said just before I said that. Uh, the candy line on I Love Lucy. Incredible, incredible show, incredible episode. I like the one also where she's making wine. That was a good one. And of course, no one will can forget the incredible Santa Claus one where everybody's dressed up as Santa Claus. And that was just one of the best. Bash Panapon says, Lord thought that got my picture taken with Tom Baker, and he was at the convention in Boston 40-ish years ago. So cool. And the Foundation 148 says, I feel like Doctor Who is one of those shows that has the ability to bring different generations together. It's great. Oh my God, I'm missing out. I'm probably missing out. I I'm having FOMO. I'm having a FOMO attack. I'm missing out. Oh my God. Okay. Tracy Rothmeyer says, I really wish we could share the same pictures on the site. I have a picture of Lucille Ball dressed in a Starfleet outfit. Oh my God. Guys. I hope I don't cry because that would be really cool to see that. I'm getting reclapped. Oh my God, I didn't even expect that. Okay. I'm gonna hurry up because I am never saw Roger Ramjet, but I've heard of it. See, I've gotta bone up on Johnny Quest had one of the coolest openings of every show. I thought so too. Like it just there was something about it that just wanted made you want to join in the adventure and be a part of the team. Like, hey, I want to go on that quest too, Johnny. And I just liked the cast of characters. There was just something about it um that seemed so much fun. Like they would like I would fit in. Like anybody would just fit in. Lance David to Thrash, have Nerd Girl on your stream soon. I would like to have Thrash on here too. He's highly knowledgeable about all things. And Tom Jane Jackson, Retro Nerd Girl, I will send you clips to your Twitter for some of these shows. Okay. Um, excuse me. I I I got a little bit excited when I heard about Lucille Ball and uh, a. I did. I got a little bit excited. My eyes are leaking. Sorry, guys. My eyes are leaking. um, King Kong Fooey, number one super guy. See, I don't know the King Kong Fooey. Oh, maybe I do. Was it an animated like gorilla with a cap? Thunderbirds a go, yes. Godzilla cartoon. I never saw that. Okay. Twilight Zone. Greatest TV show in my opinion. Yes. It is just incredible. Oh, Alan Bellamo is here. Hi there. F Troop is and I don't know what that is. I've never seen that. Um, Elkston says, "Yep, saw JQ cartoons growing up." Oh, cool, Elkston. Elkston, yeah, I just saw some of it. I didn't get a chance to catch it ever. I don't know why, but I would see just a little bit of it, like an episode or two, or I was just missing it because maybe I was watching something else. Let's see. Lance Chafin says the Munsters and the Adams Family, and that is part of the '60s, in which I am still I'm still on the '60s. Yeah, let me read off some of the names of the things that I have here. We've got Gilligan's Island. We've got Bewitched. We've got, of course, Star Trek, the original series, and started in 1966. Brady Bunch, 1969. Uh, the Flintstones, guys. The Flintstones. I heard that they were actually supposed to be called something else other than the Flintstones. Does anybody know what they were supposed to be called? Um, because I knew about it, and then all of a sudden I don't know. I was like, it was like in my head, and then it disappeared. I think it was in a trivia that I was answering or something. Um, let's see. Speaking of uh, Twilight Zone, does anyone remember One Step Beyond? The episode with the clown creeped me as a kid. I don't remember that one. I probably, yeah, you know what? It probably did creep me out, and so I don't remember it. It's like I have selective memory sometimes. I just like, if it's too scary, I'll just forget it. Battle of the Planets. Now, I've heard about that. I never saw it. Battle of the Planets. And somebody saying, Lance Chafin says, Thrash, make that happen. Everything in its good time. No peer pressure. Let's see. Uh, oh, Lance Stewart loved that that cartoon. Which one is that one? Uh, Battle of the Planets. It was a cartoon? Oh my God, let me write that down. Battle of the Planets. Oh my God, that I have to see it now. Um, I liked 80s. Let's see. Lubitsch says, Lubitsch Touch Me says, I liked the 80s TZ, but didn't care TV, but didn't care either of the post 20,000 reboots. Oh yeah, I can't. The reboots I just can't take. It just didn't. None of it worked for me. Um, I haven't. Cookie Molly says I haven't watched the reboot of Twilight Zone. Me either. I mean, I'm not. It's just. I'm sure it's good. It's just not the kind of good that we know of, and not with the nuances that the old Twilight Zone had. It was just there was something classic about those movies, well, those TV shows because they didn't have the resources and they made do, and it was there was so much ingenuity. So I don't know. There's something different that I respect more about the older ones. Lance Chavin says the monkeys, and I saw that. I remember the monkeys, and that was a fabulous show. It was great. Um, uh, that show was incredible to me. It was a lot of fun. I remember. Let's see. Let me change the. Let me remove this. Yeah, this is better. Sorry for that, guys. um, let's see. Oh, Lance Stevens says he saw the Monkees live in 1985. Oh my God. All right, and let's see. Um, Thrash Pound and Pond says, I remember One Step Beyond. Lewin Llewellyn hosted it. My favorite had Christopher Lee as a World War One German officer. Oh, okay. And the Foundation 148 says, I agree, Thrash Panda Buns. I'd watch that show. Okay, so let's see what else. Okay. And of course, Battlestar Galactica. Battlestar Galactica was one of my favorite shows ever. And I was actually a little bit pissed off that they rebooted it. But the reboot was pretty good. But it lost everything that I loved about the original. And unfortunately, I think it was a great show, but the reboot was a great show, but it should have been named something else, is what I think. I think it should have been called something else, like Robots in Space. Oh man. Lance Chafin says, Cylons by your command. William Blake also says, I think the monkeys once confronted a hypnotic alien, which was just a football on a rubber plant. Interesting. Yeah, that show had so many shenanigans, and I enjoyed it so much. It was just silly, good old fashioned silly fun. And I think for me it came on right after like Gilligan's Island. Um, so it was like silly show after silly show. Just great. Laura Thor says, I am very into Doctor Who. I I I need I need an education on Doctor Who. That's for sure. The Dash Bond says, I'm seeing the new T Zone. It seems okay, but I will need to watch more to make up my mind. The new Twilight Zone. Lance Chafin announces Lost in Space, another fantastic one. Let me see if did I put I think I said Lost in Space already. 1964. 1965. Let's see. Didn't start following Doctor Who until around Tom Baker. Okay. And Lubitsch touched me. He says, uh, Patrick Troughton is the best doctor. Or Troughton. Patrick Troughton is the best doctor. Okay. Of course, Batman, right? Of course, Batman. It's like the one of the more fun shows ever. Um, I kind of lament the funny silliness of those days of Batman. I miss those silly days of Batman. We don't get that anymore. He's so serious now. Why so serious? He's so serious now. Um, and Stuart Mitchell says Battlestar Galactica and Buck Rogers in the 25th century. Absolutely incredible shows that they are stained in my memory. They're fantastic, and I love them so much. Uh, and William Curry says, Thrash Pound and Pubs, there's an episode that Tom Savini said scared him back in the day, and it was the stain. It and and all it was a stain on the wall. Hmm, interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so the Invisible Man show with the watch is called Gemini Man. Okay, so that's okay. Oh wow, yes. Mission Impossible. Yeah, that was a fantastic show. I love that show. I mean, everybody, right? Didn't you sing along or hum along to the show tune, right? And another thing about all of these shows, like, did you not like sing along to all of the theme songs to all these shows? They were just so like tricky, like trendy and like easy to sing along to. They just had such uh such a great ability to like earworm you, and you're like dun, 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 dun. You just know every sound, and you just it just triggered you, into this like happy place. uh, Kubi Malik says the Silent Centurions are better on the OG series than in the reboot. And I think they lost a lot of, that intimidation for me. Yeah, that they could do a lot with computers, and the storyline was very good. Again, I don't think it should have been called Battlestar Galactica. They were just using the name to get the old school fans in the door, and really they should have just called it something else. Uh, but it was good. It was a good show. But it was nothing like the OG show, and I again, I missed that show because that show kind of ended in a weird way that it needed an ending. It didn't have an ending, and so I still feel like a piece of me is missing because they never really ended the show. Um, and that's what I thought that the reboot was gonna do, was gonna like give the end, give the original some sort of closure. This It didn't. Um, Being an unhappy fan. But again, they did a great job at writing the story. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it was the writing of that TV show that saved it from being tossed in the trash by the fans. They were just sort of like, okay, well, it's still good. William Curry says, going old here, but does anyone recall the old Captain Nemo show? I know Burgess Meredith was the villain. I never saw that show, but I've heard of it. Let me write that down. Captain Nemo. Yeah. Because I'd heard of it and been always wanting to see the show, um, but I never did get a chance to. Um, Lance Chapin says Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. Ooh, what am I missing out here? Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. Never heard of that. And Land of the Lost. That was a great fantasy show. Great fantasy show. Let me uh, catch up with the chat real quick. You guys are way ahead of me. UFO Moon Base Alpha. Yeah, I mean that was such a great show as far and really didn't last long enough to like it just seemed like wasn't it didn't finish right it didn't even get started really but those costumes were so cool um and I saw I guess the first couple of episodes for the first time like um a couple of years ago and I was like wow this is great but I can see how it was getting cliche to have those shows, you know. Another show that I never saw when it came out, which was Blake Seven. Blake Seven has a connotation of being like really cheesy, but I loved it. It was so good. Bigfoot and Wild Boy. These the names of these things. Far out space nuts. Wow. Okay. Stuart Mitchell says the audience of Dallas liked Patrick Duffy too. That's why Bobby Ewing's death was written off as his wife having a bad dream. They canceled the entire season to get him back on the show. Wow. And I saw all that um, because it was such a big deal. But I didn't know the backstory to be honest. I was too little. Um, there's Space Ghost. Where um, let's see. Oh gosh, Lucy and the Vita Vegemin Vegemin Vegemin. Wow, that's a tongue twister. Yeah, that is a great episode. Um, again, Lucille Ball showing off her incredible sense of comedy. I mean, she's just incredible. Yep, Spider-Man from the 70s. And did you guys know that there was a Spider-Woman cartoon show? I had no idea about that. I was like, there's a Spider-Woman TV show that was a cartoon? Where was I? Oh man. Let's see. I'm just gonna zoom forward a little bit. If I skip your comment, just say it again. But um, let's see. 148. It has eyes, and that creeped me out. Oh, what was happening? I missed it. I missed it. I missed it. Um. Oh, Zax is here. Hey, Zax. Oh man. Thanks for joining the show today. Let's see. And Thrash says, I'll be on your show in a heartbeat. You're too kind. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Um, let's see. And oh, this is so cute. Sweet. Tracy Rodmeyer says, it's official. You are my favorite female. Thank you. You are too kind. You are too kind. Oh man. Oh man. And William Blake calls us, "Hey, you want creepy eyes? The mutant from the Outer Limits." Some of these shows, yeah, I just love the how you could consider them a little bit corny, but I just that I thought it was just so much fun that they tried. They they actually tried. And Tracy Rothmeyer says, "It's official. You're my you're my favorite female poster girly." Oh, oh, you're gonna make me blush. You're going to make me blush. um. Oh, okay. So, William Blake Hall says F Troop was a loosely Western based sitcom. I never heard of it. Never heard of it. Okay, William Curry says 1966 Spider-Man cartoon was fun in the first season, but the half-hour Bakshi episodes were not my fave. Did Bakshi get his hands on this? Oh man. Oh, Ralph Bakshi. I actually love his work. Um, but I just Spider-Man, I don't know. For kids, yeah. Foundation 148 says 12% of Thrash Pondo Pond's wages are coming your way. That's Chapin. Wow. Let's see. Oh, okay. Tom Jr. Jackson says Lucy allegedly thought the title referred to a group of traveling USO performers during World War I. Sorry, World War II. Which uh, which title? I am behind. Let me see. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know which title that is. But was it Star Trek? I hope not. Oh, the Wild Wild West. Yes, the original show. That was so good. So good. And oh, referring to Star Trek. Oh my. Lucy. Lucy, you have some explaining to do. Oh man, she's hilarious. Uh, Wild Wild West, the birthplace of steampunk, absolutely. And it's on Pluto TV, guys. Oh yes, it was supposed to be the Flagstones, yes. And I can't remember where I learned that from. Oh my goodness. Unicorn Rampant Studios, $5 super check. Oh my God. Okay. Your leaky eyes. Yes, my eyes leak a lot. They're leaking. You're gonna make them leak right now too. Let's see if I got a special. Thank you for you. All right. Uh, yes, it's the chat is flying. You guys are. Oh my goodness. Yes. Okay, let's see if I can catch up. Um, all right. Tom Jr. Jackson says there was a Gilligan Island cartoon called Gilligan's Planet, and Laverne and Shirley had a cartoon along with the Fonz and the Happy Days gang, and Mork and Mindy. Wow. I don't remember that. I don't remember that one. And all of those shows were awesome. All right, Lubitsch Touched Me says, I'm a Brady Bunch fanatic. I'm still waiting for the variety show to get a release, but glad that we got Brady Brides on DVD finally. Oh, yeah, the Brides episode. I remember that episode. Um, did you like the movies? I actually did like the movies. I didn't think I would, but they were done in the 90s and um I thought that they kept up with the same light tone, but I would say, like, if there was a Brady Bunch show done today, it would be a dumpster fire because they would try to make it about the kids, like, falling into drugs and being drug dealers. Probably do all kinds of wild stuff uh, to to update everything. Now, I would say that what they did in the 90s was they just made the entire family stuck in the 60s and 70s kind of thing, which was a brilliant idea to still keep that innocence about them. So I think that's what I really liked about that show. It was great. It was great about those movies. Unicorn Rampant Studios says Twilight Zone and Route 66 on Nick at Night, mid 80s. Love them. Oh, that is so cool. Let's see. And yes, so you can binge the show on Pluto TV. All right, so yeah, the original Amazing Stories. I remember those. Like it just was like they weren't that creepy, but they would play, like, later at night, and it would be, like, kinda interesting stuff. It was pretty cool, but I can't remember, and I have to, like, see if I can find those, if they can rekindle any memories. Uh Nick at Night, I was a huge fan. Yeah, Nick at Night, they just did a whole bunch of reruns of things I remember, um, in the aughts, I believe. Um, Stuart Mitchell says, Battle of the Planets was my introduction to manga style See, I gotta watch this now. Battle of the Planets. I need this in my world. Okay? I need this. I need this. Oh boy. Somebody did it. Lance, you did it. You mentioned my favorite, Voltron. And yeah, Voltron was one of my favorite, favorite, favorite shows ever. Um, I just love the opening of the show and like the whole like from long ago there was there starts off with this whole monologue and I just love that opening so much. Um, it just was it was actually I'll have to do a whole thing on Voltron one day. Just like really just get into it because I got heavily into it and I actually saw some of the original cartoon or the original cartoon that it was based on and which is Go Lions and boy was it different. Uh, yeah, very different from what was represented in 1984, I believe, or 83 or 84. It was intense and a lot of mature subject matters that they excluded. And they managed to change the storyline quite a bit by the end. It was intense, and I don't know which one I like better, to be honest, but Voltron has a place in my heart. Uh, and I had a huge crush on Prince Lotor. Don't know why. Prince Lotor was crazy, and I loved him. Johnny Sacco. I never watched that show. The Greatest American Hero. What a great show. That doesn't get enough love, and also what a great intro title sequence. It was the theme song was fantastic. You could sing along to it. It was just great. Uh, Kolchak the Night Stalker. Wow, never heard of that one. You guys are coming up with the wildest. I've never heard of that one. Kolchak the Night Stalker. Uh, let's see. Giant Robo. Ah, interesting. Uh, Flash Gordon cartoon. Okay, stop everything. Flash Gordon cartoon. My favorite. I believe 1979. That cartoon like opened my little my brain when I was little. Just was like, what is this? I was like 9 or something. I was just like in love with that cartoon. I love the animation. Like if you look at it, the animation today, this is not something that people like. They don't like that kind of animation at all. But for me, seeing that back then, it was like you watch Looney Tunes animation and how things are drawn, and then you watch Flash Gordon and see how it was drawn. And I was like, my mouth was salivating because I was like, wow, I never saw men being drawn the way that they were drawn in that show. I never saw women drawn like that, so curvy and voluptuous and strong. And it was just like, what am I looking at right now? And the way people move, they did a little bit of rotoscoping for some of the movements. And when He-Man and the Masters of the Universe came out, I noticed that they had similar patterns of of animation, and even some of the same moves that they did, a lot of the same rotoscoping moments. And I was like, hey, I see something familiar here. Love That's why I love uh Masters of the Universe. And I don't know that just thinking about that show, watching that show just makes my heart so full, and just it puts me right back and being a kid and being so full of wonder and looking at this thing going, wow, this is so cool. Okay, so now we can go on with our regular scheduled program, but we have to acknowledge this one here, this show, Wonder Woman, which is one of my favorites, absolutely. Again, I want to do something special for Wonder Woman because she just was so influential to me as a kid, and I loved what they did with her character. I mean, the first, I guess the first the first episode was really the one of the best episodes to me, that of Wonder Woman. It just they were able to pack so much in that first episode, and I was hooked ever since. I was hooked ever since. Now let me catch up with the chat. You guys are probably way ahead. Speaking of Gilligan's Island, does anyone recall Far Out Space Nuts? It felt like Bob Denver was being Gilligan in space. Far Out in Space Nuts. Hmm. I've never heard of that, but um, sounds cool. Tasty Mystery Meat says Flash Gordon cartoon can be found on Plex. Okay, yeah, I'm heading over there. Starsky and Hutch, yes. I remember that show. It was so good. A crime drama, but those guys were so uh I would say there's Starsky and Hutch, and then Chips, and they were, again, two guys who were really, really like charismatic and just great in front of the camera. Had a great rapport with each other on screen. I don't know how they were in real life. It was like that. You had Miami Vice. What else? There was one Miami Vice, and there was one other show I can't think of that had that same dynamic. Um, mm, 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 mm. Well, I'll think about it later. And Elkston says, Elks. Let me make sure I'm saying your name correctly. I'm gonna change glasses because sometimes my glasses work really well, sometimes they don't work really well. I have to change glasses. There you go. Okay. Elkston says, I liked Battlestar Galactica reboot. I was reluctant, but the new take on the silence worked for me. Yeah. Look, even if you don't get it right, right? If you don't get it right, these guys said, look, we're gonna write a good story, and that's what wins. If you write a good story, it might not be so bad, and that's the problem for a lot of these like reboots. They don't write a good story. This one did. Uh, I love the theme to the Avengers. Yeah, wasn't that a good one? That was a really good one, William. Okay, Lubitsch says, please tell me I'm not the only Babylon 5 fan here. Okay, so Babylon 5 was another one of those shows that I didn't get to see. Like, I don't know what it was. It just didn't I saw the advertisement for the show. Either I was working or I had to do something, or I just didn't get to see that show. And I'm gonna write that down as one of the shows that I probably need to Babylon 5. It's on my list, everybody. Um, yeah, from what I heard, people love Babylon 5. Uh, so, uh, and William Blake Hall says the great composer John Williams got an early start on Lost in Space. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. You guys are so. Please teach me. Teach me your ways. Lance says, Super Friends, all of them. See, okay, Super Friends. This was another show that I was able to catch like maybe one or two episodes of. But everyone I know who watched the show regularly loved it. So you know, even though, and I've watched a couple of the old cartoons. I know for some people when they watch those old cartoons, they're like, they don't hold up, visually for me as they did when I was a kid, right? Because when you're a kid, you'll watch pretty much anything and be amazed by it. But I watched Thundar recently, and a couple of episodes, and I was like, yeah, yeah, I remember, and it was like really, like it was really good. It was, a little different, but still really good. And Thrash Panda Pond says, you're not alone. I loved Babylon 5, particularly the first couple of seasons. So yeah, there are a lot of people who love that show. Everybody who's seen it absolutely loves it. Tim is here, and he says, "Voyage to the bottom of the sea or ocean." I love that. I love that I have to figure that out. That's we got another good one. Jason of Star Command, 1978. Felt similar to Buck Rogers in 1979, but cheaper. I still enjoyed it though. Now, Jason of Star Command, another one I wasn't able to see, but Um, I am definitely. I did see a few shows. I did see a few shows. Wonder Twin Powers activate. Yes, I Wonder Twin Powers. Come on, Wonder Twins. They were fun. They were fun. But Elkson is like me. Babylon 5 is one I've been meaning to get to, but never got the chance. Yeah, me too. I just haven't gotten the chance. Big fan of Babylon 5. We're just crawling our way through the decades now. Yes, I didn't even go through my list because you guys are way ahead of me. Green Hornet was a great double feature since uh, it wasn't campy like Batman, but still fun. Yeah, I saw a couple of episodes of Green Hornet. I think I was maybe too little for Green Hornet at the time that it came out, and it did not, for me, play on replay or didn't where I was at. They didn't have syndication of Green Hornet. Um, let's see, Land of the Giants. I remember it started after uh, finishing school, but I had to run home and catch the beginning. Well worth it though. Yeah, Land of the Giants is one of those that it seems like I haven't seen any of the shows that you guys like. Which ones have you seen, Retro Nerd Girl? Which ones? Planet of the Apes. Yeah, that's another one. Well, I think I was too little for that one as well, because I believe that came out in 1974, and they didn't really play that one on syndication. If it was on syndicated TV, I probably got to see it. Another fan for Babylon 5. Uh, Inio Tonarqui. Tonarqui. I think I got it there. Hi, girl. First time here. Greetings from Brazil. Hello. Greetings. Greetings. Thank you. Hope you enjoy hanging out with us as we talk about some old shows of our childhood. Any uh, special shows that you remember as a child and you loved? Uh, the the opening episodes of Battlestar Galactica were edited into a movie and shown in theaters. Was that the original or the was that the original or was it the new one? I believe you're talking about the original because there is a movie, um, a compiled movie for Battlestar Galactica. Um, Speaking of Lost in Space, isn't it weird to see Dr. Smith as a genuine bad guy in the early episodes, especially as to how in he went in the second and third seasons. Now, I did not Lost in Space is one of those that I may have seen a few episodes of. I think it had to do with the timing again. I may have been too little. Um, and I wasn't really in this is gonna sound weird, but I wasn't even in America. I was born in America, but I had to go, but I wasn't here until I was 7, and so I didn't really see a lot of shows. I probably would have caught those. I would have probably caught that, but I that was a huge missing piece of my childhood. Um, Let's see. William Blake. The movies Planet of the Apes and Logan's Run were both generated TV shows. Yes, they did. And I think the reasons why they got pulled, both of them, were because Star Wars had become so popular and people were like, "Oh no, we don't want you guys can't, they were getting criticized for being knockoffs or something like that, or too similar to Star Wars, which is I don't see the similarities. It's like one thing I used to hate about like now Star Wars I love, but big at because Star Wars was so big, any kind of um science fiction story or fantasy story just got immediately put into this place of being a ripoff. But it was like, no, no, no. It's not a ripoff. It's not a ripoff. It's just another science fiction tale. Like we can have many, many different tales of science fiction stories all over the globe, or well, all over the universe, right? Um, yes, okay. I Alston agrees. Let's see. I'm gonna do a little shifty shift. I'm so sorry if I hope uh, I'm gonna highlight a few hilarious ones along the way. Let's see. Silence and Kit have that red light going. Yes, yes. I mean, so iconic, so iconic. Tasty Mystery Meat. Doctor Who has one of the best theme tunes. Yeah, uh, that's for sure. That is for sure. Thrash Bonaparte says, um, both Planet of the Apes and Logan Run shows are effectively The Fugitive with a sci-fi backdrop. Yeah, because they're kind of like running and it's the chase, right? It's the chase. Um, and William Blake Call is saying, "I salute you, Thrash." Yes, absolutely. Just brilliant, brilliant. Louis, touch me. Since we're talking about theme songs, the A Team. Yes, I mean the A Team. Uh, yeah. Speaking of the fugitive, very quick and obscure, the immortal. Um, okay, so I heard about this. Okay, so new show for me. I never knew about the show, The Immortal, but it's about this guy who can't die, right? He's a cowboy, right? Or it's like set in the Western time period. Man, what a cool concept! And I gotta see that show. Battlestar Battlestar Galactica became Galactica in 1980, which was not so popular because of a different format and limited special effects budget. The same thing happened for two seasons of Buck Rogers. Yeah. Um, yeah, as these shows keep going, they spend less and less money. It gets cheaper and cheaper. Knight Rider. That was my favorite show for a while, of course, because the very cute and charismatic um, David Hasselhoff and Kit was just the coolest car, so sleek and so awesome. Uh, I mean, who wouldn't want to have a talking car with all of those gadgets? Ah, what an awesome concept, and I was all about it as a kid. I was like, dun, 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 dun. I actually had my phone set on that ringer for a long, long time, and yeah, that was really cool. Oh, okay. So Joseph Begay is here, and he says, The Invaders" was a classic. I was genuinely surprised by how good the writing was. Oh wow. Okay, so I'm gonna write down "The Invaders." The Invaders. That sounds good. Okay. The theme tunes: Man from Atlantis, Knight Rider, A Team, Battlestar Galactica, Rogers for me. Those are all awesome. And Man from Atlantis is the only one I never heard, but all the other ones I've heard before. Airwolf. Now, Airwolf was one I guess I never saw. I knew it existed, but I just didn't, it wasn't one that I was more into like the fun shows when I was a kid. Was that a good show? to watch as a kid. Jose Ferrer played Captain Nemo in the miniseries. Okay. Forever Batman 66. That wasn't that the movie? Forever Batman? So cool. I mean, Batman is just incredible. MacGyver, yes. I've wasn't like a staunch watcher of that show, but when I did, it was like, oh yeah, he's good. Yeah, Airwolf theme was also a good one. Okay. Tom Jr. Jackson says, I'm 47 and I grew up watching Dallas. Yeah, Dallas was really a good show. Who shot J.R. Ewing? Uh, and Lance Chafin says, Tom, I'm 52. And so am I. I'm 52. Uh, Trash Bond the Pond says, Invaders is what Invasion of the Body Snatchers would have been as a TV series. What? Okay, I'm in. I'm in. Wow. Awesome. Sign me up. Where Airwolf theme gets into your heart and started it gets your heart started in the morning. Oh, really? Okay. I was never a MacGyver fan, but Richard Dean Anderson killed it in Stargate. Yes. Right, that right there. He was fantastic in it. That's why I remember him as. Uh, let's see. And Dashbound and Puns. I was just talking about the Immortal and the other night in one of my live chats. Yeah, the Immortal. I gotta see that. Gotta see that. Sax says, pink hand waving. He's leaving. Okay, Sax, I'll see you soon. Take care of yourself. Thank you for hanging out with us for as long as you were able to. Uh, Blake Tubi, TV has the first three seasons of Airwolf. Okay, so if I can, I will try to see at least one season of Airwolf. But I've got to hear this theme song everybody is talking about on Tubi. Okay. I'm getting my notes written and stuff. TJ Hooker, yes, with Heather Locklear. Let's see. Not a hooker. Let's see. Ozzy Davis was great in the Night Gallery segment. Oh. Yeah, TJ Hooker was a cop drama, wasn't it? Yes, it was a cop drama. It was I guess I didn't watch it that much. I watched some of it, but at first I think I was watching it for Heather Locklear because she was so big at the time, like everybody just loved her. So, uh for me, Shatner is Denny Crane, not Captain T. Kirk, huh? James T. Kirk. Uh, Knight Rider, Super Machine in Brazil. Oh, is that's what it's called? Super Machine? And the titles that get changed. Heather Locklear too, yes. Shaz Shazam and Isis. Okay, so I didn't really get to see the Shazam show, but I did see Isis, and um recently I did see some ISIS shows and they're really good. I just never took off, did it? Like it should have. Speaking of F Troop, does anyone recall the original Ghostbusters show that had the same stars from F Troop? Oh, you mean the one with the gorilla? Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. The one with the gorilla. Um, uh, Speaking of Shazam and ISIS, made this remind me of the Arc 2 show. Um, I never heard of Arc 2. Arc 2, I'm gonna write that on the list. Arc 2. Did you guys remember Hawaii 5-0? Let's see. Fantastic Voyage. That was a TV show? And Voyagers like Ike Iceman and Jared Martin. Was it called was it called something else though? Like it was something and then Voyagers, the Voyagers, and was there an accident on set for that one? Anyway, I'm sorry. The only Voyagers I remember are the time travel show. Yes, 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 yes. That's what I'm thinking. Uh the time travelers. Um and somebody died on set, I believe, by a fake bullet. Uh, I love the movies. Such such a loving tribute while still poking fun at it. Okay. Um, the first Brady Burt movie was well done, I think, enjoyable for sure. Yeah, I thought it was enjoyable. Fantastic Voyage was a cartoon. Fantastic Journey was a live action thing I never followed. Oh, yeah. Thundar the Barbarian, my favorite. I love that thing. Somebody was saying that, uh, well, I won't repeat what somebody said. But yeah, that Thundar the Barbarian, one of my favorite. Zuni Fetish Doll segment from the Trilogy of Terror uh, TV movie. Oh, and that's one I've never heard of. Let me just fix this weird thing that's happening over here. It's weird. Something weird is happening with my computer over there. All right. Oh yeah. Thrash Pound and Punch. Where you were talking about this the other night. Is your all-time favorite uh uh, Stam Esta AM show? Um, right. Uh, yes, the Sun Sword of Thundar. Oh, okay. So Kubi Malik has got to go. Work to do. Have fun, everyone. Retro, amazing stream. Thank you, Kubi Malik. Thanks for being here. You're awesome. Keith says, "What about Crusader Rabbit?" I'm never. You guys are like showing out today. The Mighty Orbots. Uh, Get Smart. I can thank Nick at Night in the '90s for introducing me to Get Smart. Yeah, Get Smart was pretty good. Um, another fun show. Another fun show. The Talking Jay show talked about Logan's Run. Yes, we did talk about the Logan's Run TV show. Um, and we even talked about the Planet of the Apes TV show as well. Was that one of your favorites? uh, Adam, Let's see. Oh, Adam's here. Uh, uh, what scared the okay, did I skip that? Um, oh, okay. So it was the Zuni fetish doll segment from Trilogy of Terror that scared them. Scared. Yeah, I did not. I don't remember that. I do not remember that. Yep, Voltron, the early Power Rangers. And I remember when Power Rangers came out, I was pissed because I was like, who, these guys are copying from Voltron. How dare they? But then I came to love the Power Rangers too. So there was a bit of pushback when they first came out. Unicorn Rampant Studio says Star Blazers and the Battle for the Planets. Okay, Star Blazers I vaguely remember, but I knew I liked that one. But of the Planets, I've got to see that. Amazing stuff, thrilling, serialized space soap opera cartoons. What? Okay, we're needing to go back to the drawing board. Star Blazers. I remember seeing those guys. One of my favorite. Okay, and I love the theme song to this. Silverhawks, right? And Galaxy Rangers. Galaxy Rangers, uh, the theme song. I could just play that on loop and over and over again. And there is a video on YouTube of playing that song for 10 hours. It's one of those wild things. Okay, I'm gonna jump down just a little. Sorry if I'm missing anything. Sin Havoc 5150 says Retro Nerd Girl. If you want to see an old school anime manga show, check out Outlaw Star. Okay, Outlaw Star. Okay. Um, and Agent 99 is the hottest agent. I'll take your word for it. Oh, Gargoyles TV movie with Colin Wilde and Jennifer Salt. Winston won an Emmy Award for that. Wow, yeah. Gargoyles TV movie. Now, I didn't I I'm from what I was familiar with was Gargoyles TV show. I'm unless I have it mixed up. And of course, Transformers. You can't forget Transformers. That's like another whole thing. And GI Joe, yes. Robotech. Robotech, I didn't have. Right, I didn't have Robotech, which is sad. So, do I have Robotech written down? Let's make sure we write that down. Robotech. Um, oh, Captain Planet. Yes, Captain Planet. He's your hero. Gonna take pollution down to zero. We're getting to the good stuff here. Gargoyles is a great movie, easy to catch up. Okay, so I'm gonna have to see that movie. I had no idea that I thought it was a TV show. I thought I remember seeing a TV show. He-Man, Thundercats, She-Ra, the Trinity, the Trinity. Uh, definitely. Those are. I mean, what can you say? Those are incredible. Arc, that one I have to Arc. Wait a minute, is Arc the show where they have these pods in space and each pod has a different uh like world inside? Tell me if I'm right about that because If so, I saw like 1 or 2 episodes of that, and it was good. Or if anybody knows what it is. Uh, uh, I was originally reminded of the vehicle from Damnation Alley. Hmm. I haven't seen Damnation Alley since I was a kid, and it scared the I don't know what out of me. Okay, especially that scene in the car with certain insects we don't speak of. We don't speak of that. It scared me. Okay, there's a couple of things I don't mess with. And that's yeah, that's just freaked me out. Uh Greatest American Hero is on Tubi. Okay, so I mean Centurion, Sky Commandos, Exo Squad. Oh, I am not. Why do they sound familiar? Thanks, humongous. Haven't seen. I don't think I've seen those. Uh, Thrash Gordon. Oh, okay. Culture united my family. My kid's sister found it di diverting. I liked some of the science fiction. Mom liked the folklore. Dad liked Kolchak being such a smart aleck. Oh wow, I have never heard of Kolchak before. Uh, Ark had an episode with Abby the robot on it. I think I've seen this Ark thing that you speak of. And Stuart says, believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing in a pair. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. What a great memory. And Thrash says Ridgely did the voice for Flash Gordon and Tarzan and Thunder. Wow. Brave Star. Okay, Brave Star is another one. Wildcats, Silverhawks. Uh, Silverhawks, I remember very well. The other ones, Brave Star, I may not remember that one so well. Wildcats, I don't remember that at all. Uh, but I do remember uh, uh, Thundercats, of course. Who doesn't remember the Thundercats? Thunder, 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 Thundercats. Meow. Okay, my nerdy side is coming out, or geeky side, if you will. Geeky, nerdy, both. The Night Stalker movies and then the TV series are a regular rewatch during Halloween season. Okay. Hey Arnold. Okay, I saw maybe a few episodes of Hey Arnold. I was like a grown up by then. But it's yeah, it's a cool show. Is Night Stalker now available? I don't know. I know Kino put out the movies. I'm not sure. Retro Nerd. Oh, Stuart Ritual, Ritual says, Retro Nerd girl, you're doing great. Thank you. Yes, I was nervous about it earlier. It looks like I'm just only 30 minutes behind schedule, behind your chats. William Blake also says, somewhere there's a mashup of the trailer for the 2017 movie with the original TV theme song, and it's pretty epic. Uh, Wonder Woman, I'm talking about. Oh, okay. Oh, really? Cool. The Bionic Woman, yes. Jamie Summers. I loved her so much. I was like, protect Jamie at all cost. She was the best. Let's see. William Curry says, what's interesting about Flash Gordon cartoon was that it had some mature themes in it, very mature themes in it. It really was not, it should not have been for kids, but they played it in the Saturday mornings, and it was a lot of fun for this little kid to watch it. I was like, "What is happening here?" Yeah, and HBI reminds us again about Space 1999. Great show. I love their attempts at special effects, the miniatures, all that stuff. I just love the effort. The costumes, uh, the aliens sometimes they had on that show. Great stuff. Great stuff. Uh, Adam says the most embarrassing show ever produced, Star Wars: The Holiday Special. Yeah, but I don't know. There's still something uh, so cute about it. Um, I don't know. I like it. It's a mess. It's a hot mess, though. Stuart Mitchell says Charlie's Angels, absolutely one of the best. Policewoman, I remember that show with Angie Dickinson. Yeah. The Mod Squad. I remember that show, but it wasn't like it was like maybe I'll catch one episode every once in a while. Hunter, uh, Freebie and the Bean. Aaron Spelling based Charlie's Angels on the Andrews sisters. Interesting. Did not know that. William Blake calls us the 1980s gave us shows based on vehicles. Street Hawk was a super duper motorcycle. Airwolf was a super duper helicopter. Street Hawk was fun and fluff, and Airwolf was weird, wild melodrama. Interesting. Yes. And also, let's not forget Knight Rider, that super duper car. What a cool uh, walk down memory lane. The TV series UFO had some fairly whacked out episode stories, but overall a fun watch. See, that's the thing about UFO is that, well, I remember the first show was really kind of strange. It was like it wasn't quite, it was more like a mystery the first show. And then some of the other shows I didn't get to see. So I think I need to brush up on my UFO. I need to brush up on my UFO because I was a little girl. I was too small when that came out. But I did manage to catch a few shows. Um, the first show that they did, Automan. I never saw that one. Cagney and Lacey, yes. I watched pretty much every 70s cop show from Columbo to Kojak to Cagney and Lacey. Um, and I remember also Hill Street Blues. Oh, I love that show. With it was just one of those shows that had so many different characters and they were all very interesting, had incredible like storylines going on. Some of them really dark. Some of them really dark. I remember one had a theme of a guy who um was like domestic violence. It was really heavy duty stuff. Heavy duty stuff. Okay. And American Family Channel has been showing Columbo every morning. You are a wealth of knowledge, William. uh, yes, you see, Hill Street for the win. That was one of my favorite cop shows, though. Thrash mentions Hill Street with a fresh car. cop show ever was in the 80s. Yeah, it really was really great. I mean, it was heavy duty that show. Magnum PI, uh, uh, was the best. Lance White on the Rockford Files. Oh, I didn't know Tom Selleck was on the Rockford Files. Thunder, thunder. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. You guys have a lot in common. I was noticing that. I was like, these guys are like twins, Wonder Twins. I would say. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice, William Curry says, I always thought Hill Street Blues was one of the first cop shows that felt like it was really close to real life compared to the other cop shows. Me too. I was like, my God, it's so hard for cops. I mean, they had like it was really rough. It was really rough. And they didn't hold back. They didn't hold back on that show. Like, that's, I'm sure it would make for an interesting Venn diagram. Uh, And Anna says, TV movie won't be afraid of the dark. Uh, sorry, let me say that properly. Don't be afraid of the dark with Kim Darby. I never saw that. Hmm. um, and okay, Joseph B. says, yep, Thundar the Barbarian came on at the right time for me. Never missed an episode. Me too. Like, I don't know like what it was about that show. It was like at Saturday mornings, the right time. My mom was still sleeping. I had some cereal and we watched Thundar. And I loved every minute of that show. Um, it was just incredible. See, I always wondered if Green Hornet had been a bigger hit, if Bruce Lee might have stayed in Hollywood. Ooh, yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. I never had the pleasure of seeing that show. Um, Cleopatra 2525 is one of my guilty pleasures. Don't judge. I like that show. That was in the 90s. Yeah, that was a good show. It was campy. It came along with that whole like action-packed Saturdays, I think that was. And you had your Hercules, you had Xena, and a couple other like silly shows. But then, not that Xena or Hercules were silly shows, but they were like part of what they had called action-packed. And yeah, Cleopatra 25 was so good, but I think they lost control of the story by the end. But it was really good in the beginning. A good concept. We can't get enough of the 80s without a shout out to The Equalizer, the original starring Edward Woodard. I remember that show. I didn't get to see that one as much. The Rashbana was speaking of made for TV horror. Bermuda Depths, anyone? I don't remember that show. I you guys are are just like coming up with some of the best ones. The Equalizer drove a cool Jaguar. Yep, yep. 80s. The Equalizer ruled, especially the first season. Great music by Stuart Copeland, says Elkston. Wow. Sent Elsewhere's got to be the best hospital show. Yes, I remember Sent Elsewhere. Uh, William Blake Hall says, "Thanks, Elston. I appreciated helpmates like Mickey Kosmeyer too." Oh, Dukes of Hazzard. Oh my God, that was a good show. Dukes of Hazzard. Um, you know, you could probably look at the stuff and back then and say, "Oh, this is problematic," and blah blah blah. I remember watching it, my mom watching it. It was not problematic for us then, and it was fun. It was fun. Those boys, those Duke boys were fun. Uh, you know. Um, William Curry says, I saw the Battlestar Galactica, OG Battlestar movie in 1980. It came out around the same time as the edited Buck Rogers in the 25th Century movie too. Okay, so I missed out on these movies, but I guess what they did was they edited stuff from the show and made it into a movie. Is that what I'm getting? Okay, yeah, The Fall Guy. Okay, time tunnel is one that I'm like at a loss for because I don't even know. Um, I think was that canceled? Was there like a small amount of shows and then it was canceled? Um, Hyuna the hyena. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. Okay. Yeah. Since season one of Space 1999 has an episode called Dragon's Domain that is simply terrifying. That show was on the creepy side for me, but I loved it. I loved it. But the concepts were a little bit above like just cutesy sci-fi. It was encroaching on Star Trek level, like deep, incredible ideas and like a darker uh, type of sci-fi, almost horror in some places. Um, yeah, I have to see that. I don't remember that episode, but yeah, there were a lot of very interesting episodes. Um, a Westworld movie generated the Beyond the Westworld TV show. I remember that. Yeah, I didn't see it, but um, I do remember that TV show being a thing. Tom Limmery, hi RNG, hi everyone. Batman 1966, Star Trek, Columbo, Incredible Hulk, Family Matters were some of my favorites. Yeah, they're Family Matters. That was a fun show with Urkel. Did I do that? The Incredible Hulk, man, what a show! I always love the end of the show when he would just go hitchhiking and he's like they would play that sad music. Just the best. Columbo, I was able to see a few shows of that. And yes, absolutely. Star Trek and Batman. Uh, Great. I just learned Cosmic. I just learned about the invaders today, and I am so about it. I'm gonna totally be seeking that out. Um, Definitely. And William Curry says Dragon's Domain was the first show to give me a nightmare. Oh no. Okay, so my cure would have to be like to watch this early, early in the morning. Because I notice if I watch scary things early in the morning, I'm okay. uh, William Blake Hall says Conrad of Wild Wild West once played an American James Bond, a man called Sloane. Oh, that's cool. And you know what? I think I'm so like we need an American James Bond, don't we? I think so. I mean, we not a person called James Bond or James Bond to be American, but we need a version of James Bond that's American. Maybe like a spin-off from Chainsaw Run. Speaking of Logan's Run, I found your channel, and I when I searched for videos explaining the difference between the Logan's Run novel and the movie, and your review came up. Really? I do talk about the novel quite a bit, um, but I didn't go into a deep analysis. So cool, though. Thank you. Thanks for researching and finding me and hanging out with me. I appreciate it so much. I hope the video was cool, like that you got some insight into it. It was satisfying. Tom Lemery says the probe light from the $6 million man would go back and forth like Kit. Why don't I remember that? The $6 Million Man was like epic for me as a kid. I'm like, oh, he's bionic. When you're a kid, you're just like, oh my god, I wish I could be bionic. Uh, there's so many things about that that just seem so uh, desirable. All right, the more I try to catch up, the more I fall behind. Remember watching the old anime Speed Racer whenever it came on TV. Recently got the show on DVD and watched it as an adult, and it's so much more campier than I remembered. I never did get to see the show, Joseph. I mean, I had heard about Speed Racer, and I never got a chance to see the show. Do you recommend that we see it? Is it too campy to enjoy, or is it just the right amount of campy? On Speed Racer, wasn't there an engine so powerful that they had to bury it? Hmm. These are all like I now I'm curious. I wanted a 1982 Trans Am so bad for a long time. Had the chance to buy one and not impressed by how it drove. Oh, amazing how old shows that I watched are now guilty pleasures decades later. Yeah, it's it's interesting because when you're a kid and you see things, um, they have a bigger impression on you at the time that you see them, and then when you grow up, you're like, oh, remember that cool thing, and then when you see it again, you're like, well, where are all the feelings of wonder? Where's all the wonder uh and those exciting feelings? But the reason why it's gone is because you know you've probably seen better animation. You've probably seen better writing. You probably are more analytic about everything. You've lost your childhood innocence to accept the small little magical illusions as wonderful. So yeah, it's the loss of innocence in a way. uh, Bugs Bunny, yes. We were talking about Looney Tunes. Um, and he was a big part of my childhood. Uh, I remember even as an adult still enjoying Bugs Bunny uh, voraciously. The 1970s TV version of Stephen King's Salem's Lot was a great miniseries. It was incredible. It was incredible. Um, I will be doing something on that, and I'm not sure what yet. If it'll be um, a review, a scripted review, but I that is one of my favorite things ever. It really is. It really is. From the music to the actors to the special effects to the story to the location, just everything, and the time in which it was released. Happy Days, Mark and Mindy, Three's Company. Yeah, those were all sort of like in the same family of things. You just toss in a little bit of Charlie's Angels. uh, I'm not too. I'm not big on Blue Thunder, the TV show, but Blue Thunder, the movie, was is epic. I've seen neither. I need to brush up on my retro now. uh, William Curry says, yeah, after the Blue Thunder movie came out, there was a rush to get those helicopter TV shows. Ah, uh, William Blake Hall. They had the ultimate weapon. They had the perfect plan, but then Murphy stole their thunder. Airwolf was the better TV show than Blue Thunder. Um, but was the better TV show, but the Blue Thunder movie was quite good. I agree. So I've got to see Blue Thunder the movie. Don't remember an episode about that an engine that had to be buried, but I got to the series rewatch story arc involving the race with a bus that turned out to be made of gold. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Fringe Warehouse 13. Never saw that. I'm like I never saw that for everything. John Marie says the theme song to Peter Gunn Batman Rockford Files. I watched Dallas too, and remember who shot Jr. I even guessed it was Kristen that shot him. Yeah, that was a pretty incredible like uh cliffhanger season that they did that whole um thing about with JR who shot JR. What an incredible TV history that was. No show had ever done anything like that. Uh, I'm just gonna slide down a little bit if you guys don't mind. Uh, I'm just trying to catch up with the chat a little bit. You guys are going so fast for me. Uh, 1982, William Curry says 1982 was William Shatner's year with T.J. Hooker, Star Trek 2, and Airplane 2. Wow. Well, William Blake Hall says Airwolf is strange, interesting, adventure for adventure's sake. I'm missing out. Airwolf, Blue Thunder. All right, they're on my list. I don't know where I'm going to get all the millions of hours to watch all of this stuff. So many of the shows from the 1970s and 80s were written by Stephen J. Cannell, including Rockford Files, The Greatest American Hero, Hunter, and 18. Getting an education here. Getting an education. My favorite Martian was fun, says Cosmic. And Evan Ward says TJ Laser. Hmm. I never, I've never seen TJ Laser. Yes, you know what? My favorite Martian. Yes, that was a fun show. That was a fun show. It's a much older. What was that? 1960s or 50s? Uh, the actress from ISIS just passed away recently, I think. Okay. I hope she didn't. But I have made the mistake of pronouncing people gone before their time on a live stream, which I have vowed never to do again. So we want to make sure that she really is uh, gone. So if somebody can please look that up and see if she is still with us. If she isn't, rest in peace. Wasn't Airwolf made in response to the movie Blue Thunder? It seemed that way since it came out after the movie. Thought it might be a coincidence. TJ Laser was in RoboCop. Oh, is that the name of somebody? I don't. I'm lost. They had two Captain Marvels on the Shazam TV show. Oh, cool. Anyone else a Sliders fan? Sliders. Why is that? Why is that? I don't know if I've seen Sliders before. Zorberplex is here. Hello, Zorberplex. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Okay, and Tasty Mystery Meat does remember Sliders. That he says that needs a that needs a remake. Yes. Um, and the tunnel. I so the time tunnel was mentioned before, and I don't know if I've seen it before. I think I've seen a pilot episode if I'm not certain. William Blake Call Hawaii Five Old the original. Now that's a great intro. Yes, it was. I mean, really impressive theme. Um, and oh, Bobby EM says, "Hi, hostess with the mostest." Hello, Bobby. Thank you for being here. And Voyagers, um, Muna Plus, ABD, John Eric Hexam. I think I know what show you're talking about, and I used to love that show. I think I know what show you're talking about. And it ended because the lead actor um died on set. I remember watching the premiere and being hooked the first two seasons. I was there every week. And this is in response to Sliders. Okay, this is in response to Sliders. um, Lance, I think the show you're thinking about is Mysterious Island. Okay, and Cosmic mentions Kojak and Quincy Jones. Yes, those were some really good shows. I always liked Quincy Jones for some reason, and Kojak. They were just really interesting guys. Uh, Elkston says the lead actor from Voyagers died on set while shooting another series after Voyagers, not on Voyagers. That's right. And I can't remember what that show was, but yeah, I knew it. I knew that was the one. It was clicking. It was clicking. And like, didn't I don't have the information completely right, but half right or partially correct. Well, Curry says, "Isn't it interesting how many shows that got sent against 60 Minutes just to be crushed by them?" Yeah, because 60 Minutes was like you had to watch 60 Minutes. You just had to. Oh, okay. John Eric Hexam died during the show Cover Up. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for clearing that up. Um, Matt Hunter's here, and he says the Three Stooges in the morning before school and TBS, then Leave It to Beaver reruns on TBS after school. Oh, that sounds so cool. I remember this. Also, there was my two sons or my three sons. Is it my two sons or my three sons? I remember that show too. Was like that was there. Um, Evan Ward is here, and he's says yes, the six-fingered hand. I think this is in response to uh, chiller chiller theater, chiller theater, um, with the hand reaching from the swamp. um, yes, John Eric Hickson died on the set of Cover Up with Jennifer O'Neill. Yes. I love the fact that you guys are here to get the facts straight for me, because, yeah, that's a lot of information. Um, and we want to get it correct. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Get Smart wasn't an okay. Uh, uh, Zwerberplex says Get Smart was okay. Its comedy is dated by today's standards. It is like it is, but there was something beautiful about how pure some of the comedy is from, back then. Like some of the things they would like laugh at is like what? And there was something so innocent about the jokes. I don't know. I kind of like the corny. There are definitely like dad jokes and like uh baby jokes. They're not like today's jokes are more compelling and deal with more complexity, whereas jokes from back then are just like so simple and silly, and some of them are outdated, but definitely definitely more it was a more innocent time. um, Mr. T. Rambo and Chuck Norris Karate Commandos. See, okay, let's see when this says cousin uh, Barry White wrote music for the Banana Splits. I didn't know. That's the trivia. William Curry says, anyone recall the pilot show for Gene Roddenberry? Um, Pilot shows Roddenberry tried so hard for in the 1970s, like Questor Tapes or Earth 2. No, I didn't even know this. This is really cool. I wonder if you can get those pilot shows. If you can, if those pilot shows are available to view. So cool. Get Smart. Missed it by that much. uh Livage Touch Me says, now I want to go watch Street Sharks, thinking about all of these nostalgic shows. Sharks. Hey, Banana Splits Adventure Hour tickled me pink. Now, I mean, I didn't see Banana Split, or did I? Was there a monkey in that one? Don Kirshner's rock concert. I didn't see that one. Uh, let's see. Oh, okay. So I recall the Roddenberry pilots, also Spectre. Okay. Excuse me. You can't do that on television. Yes, I remember that show. You can't do that on television. Okay, Don Kirshner got Lubitsch excited. Don Kirshner. um, all right, Zerberplex says Star Blazers, a decidedly second-rate animation in comparison to space battleship Yamato. Oh, okay, then I must see it. I must see it. Star Blazers. I love like space animation. Um I found like maybe about 10 years ago, I found um this one um space animation that was really good. When I remember what it's called, I'll tell you. For some reason, I'm having a moment. Okay, Star Trek episode Assignment Earth is was technically a pilot. Interesting. Assignment Earth. Uh, the new updated version of Star Blazers with English dubs was released a couple of years ago, but they really upped the animation quality over the original. Okay. Evan Ward says Soul Train. Okay, Soul Train. That was a family thing. Like after I was done watching all of the cartoons in the morning, my mom would wake up because she would like get up late and then she would be like, "Let's watch Soul Train." And we watched Soul Train and American Bandstand too. So I loved these shows because you got to hear music and you got to see the latest dance moves and it's really cool. Uh, Thrash Ponder Pond says Roddenberry had three different pilots for the Dylan Hunt saga. R.I.P. Mr. Saxon, right? John Saxon, right? What an incredible um, actor. I loved that man. Um, William Blake Hall, Thrash, and then the name Dylan Hunt got recycled for Andromeda. Oh, Battle of the Planets. YouTube has some episodes on now. Okay. Uh, Tom Lemery, did you ever see Electro Woman and Dyna Girl? Absolutely. And you know what? I didn't catch them when they were out when I was a kid. I actually found them like maybe 8 years ago. And I saw all of the episodes and I was like, where has this been all my life? It was great. It was just great. Zwerpopoulos says Gargoyles was a 70s made-for-TV movie starring Colonel Wilde. Okay, thanks for clearing that up. Um, and Adam says, let's not forget the original Ultraman, which I have not seen. Yes. I've heard of. I've not seen it. Uh, Tom Lemery says, "Yes, Evan. Remember Soul Train? Yeah, Soul Train was so good. And they had a moment where you could solve a puzzle, and that was you." I would always be able to solve the puzzle. I don't know why. I just knew all the answers to the puzzle. But it was so cool. Now, Cosmic says Rent a Ghost UK TV. Yeah, uh, I'm learning. I'm learning. uh, sort of like life. Could you do a video on Colonel Wild because I think he is uh, in his 90s. I never I've never done a video on a person before. Um, and I don't know who this guy is, but yeah, I'll look into that. I can't promise you anything. Could look into it definitely. Tell me, Lemery. R.I.P. Norman Alden. Norman Alden. Retro Nerd Girl. No, that's the Star Lost. Yes, Thrash. Yes. Okay. The Star Lost. That scared me. That show scared me because I was like, "Oh my God, what will you find in each pod?" Right? Like there's a whole world in each one of those things. And they were trying to save uh they were trying to like go to another place. They were trying to save all the lives of all the people on there. It was just so scary. It was just too many spinning plates in that series. I never knew what was gonna happen. The Star Lost, yes. Um Lance Chapin says, all of this cartoon talk now. I want some sugary cereal now. Yes. Uh, okay, yes, I'm 30 minutes behind you. I am so sorry. I'm so far behind. I'm gonna catch up. I'm gonna catch up. I'm gonna skip a few, but I really hate to skip some of these comments because they're so juicy. For sure. Yes. uh, Battle Beyond the Stars is on Tubi for the watch party. Well, okay. Battle Beyond the Stars on YouTube. Because I have my own copy and I have I have also Amazon. So yeah, well tomorrow Battle Beyond the Stars you can see the movie along with me uh and it'll be a lot of fun. And you can watch it for free on Tubi. I'm not sure is it for free on Tubi, but Tubi is usually free. Unicorn Rampant Studio. Yes, the vehicle in Ark and Damnation Arlie are the same. I think there's even a documentary about the machine. Okay, so that's a totally different thing. Ark. Yes, Star Lost. You thought that Star Lost sucked. See, I didn't think it sucked. I just was really uh, scared. It scared me. It really did. Is I was like, how are they gonna? It was just too many spinning plates, too many mystery boxes. Oh my goodness. Okay. Jakers88 sends a super chat of $20. Thank you, Jakers. I really, really appreciate it. Oh my gosh, this is really awesome. Jakers88 says, big love for Retro Nerd Girl and the great retro community. Faves of my childhood includes Danger Mouse, my favorite Martian, Quantum Leap, Star Trek, the original series, and the Next Generation, and Doctor Who with Tom Baker. Thanks, PBS. Oh, it was on BBS. That's probably why I didn't get it. I did see some stuff on PBS, but I didn't get Doctor Who. Yes, thank you so much, Jakers88. And I have a present for you. Something to say a little thank you. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It really helps me, helps the channel so much with these super chats. They do make a huge difference. Um, so I appreciate it with all my heart. Thank you. All right. Okay. Oh, we've got full chain animation listening in while working. Okay. Thanks for being here. We will try to I won't try to yell so loud. uh, let's see. I'm just gonna skip a little bit. I hope you don't mind that I skipped a little bit. Um, uh, Batman appeared in cartoon in 1968, 1977, and the animated series. I didn't know that. Um, Cosmic says, I miss the innocence of Love Boat, right? Those were, I mean, there was an innocence to it all. It really was. And also Fantasy Island. That was a really interesting show. And I know that they were planning on or maybe have like remade the show Fantasy Island. And of course I think it's sort of like a Black Mirror kind of, Twilight Zoney now. They change a lot of the formula of these old shows because they want to update it, but there's still something really uh, innocent is the word that I would use about these old shows that I miss. I miss that. I miss the innocence. And uh, yes, Tom's is in agreement. It was a good show. Set a course for adventure. Yeah, it was just a simple show, but it had guest stars every week, and there was just and it kind of worked out a problem in every single show. Um, hey, I've got a very obscure Irwin Allen oddity, the TV movie City Beneath the Sea. Never heard of never heard of it. I gotta write that down. City Beneath the Sea TV movie. Sounds awesome. Another one, if we're going into the TV movie foray, which I didn't have plans for, um, there's a lot of awesome TV movies or TV miniseries that we can just that are just amazing. Of course, Roots was like the biggest one, and my favorite was Martian Chronicles. That was so amazing. Of course, being set in outer space, my brain is just like, what? It was just incredible to me. And it didn't translate the book very well, but it had its moments where it really shined. And I love it. 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 Oh, Cosmic says good night, everyone. Good night, Cosmic. I'm sure you're probably already gone. It's more than 40 minutes ago that this happened. Sorry that I'm so far behind. Um, I think it's on Me Too TV, The Night Stalker. Retro Nerd Girl, you should invite Dave Sundstrom as a guest. I would love to. Yes. Um, I I don't know how to do that feature yet. I gotta do it at some point. I have to figure out how to get people on the show and how to manage the whole thing. So that'll be happening. Did we get some bots? I was are you taking care of the bots for me? Thank you. Um, Thank you so much. I hear that you're doing such a great job. Thank you. Um, what was the show with the super duper truck? I know the actor Flash Gordon, for the Flash Gordon movie was on it. Ooh, I don't know that one. Okay, William Blake Hall says, I'm going to check on an Australian friend. Thanks, RNG. Hope I don't miss too much tomorrow. Okay, well, you have a great night. Thank you for being with us. You were fantastic, and my gosh, all the amazing information that you provided tonight, and the friendship and the fun. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you so much, and always do appreciate you. Um, you're just fantastic. Beretta had a great theme song, that's for sure. Yes. Uh, uh, I always enjoyed watching In Search of series just to hear Leonard Nimoy narrate. Yes, he was. What a great voice! What a great voice he had. Um, Tumblr Marie. Good show. Evan, gotta go. Take care, all. I know Lance. RNG is fortunate to all of with wrenches. To have all of us with wrenches is that's probably what he said. And I am very, very fortunate. Thank you so very much to all of my wrenches, my wrench squad. In effect, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate you. It really does mean a lot to me that you're here and that you're helping me. I appreciate it so much. Hercules and Xena, yes. Bobby is like Zoper on our chat. It's 50-50 mods and us. You guys are so awesome. Thank you for oh my God, somebody mentioned Cleopatra 2525. I own the DVD, absolutely, right? It's one of those I never heard anybody say any bad things about that show. I really like Jack of all trades, which aired back to back with it. Oh, I never saw that one. Dun dun dun. Yeah. Uh, Travelers, an underrated show. Okay, William Curry says the 90s had Xena and Hercules, and there were a bunch of other syndicated shows like Sinbad. Yeah, I liked those. They were just fun, right? Sam Raimi kind of set things off with those shows, and I just loved it. They were just pure action, schlocky fun, and it wasn't. Xena actually kind of broke off into this kind of epic thing that I really enjoyed quite a bit. 2 hours in the stream and growing. Yeah. Uh, And Keith E says, I don't, hello, I don't know how much longer I'm going to stay. Um, yeah, well, I suppose it should be, I'm almost close to the end of the chat. And once I get there, I will close down the shop. William Curry says the fourth season that they switched out the Duke boys from their cousins due to a contract dispute. I remember that, and it was not as good. They weren't as charismatic as the Duke boys. Um, they just didn't have that je ne sais quoi. uh, Tempt not the blade, all fear the sentinel. Now, the Sentinel was one show that I remember seeing the intro to, but for some reason I never actually watched it. Does anybody remember the Highlander TV show though? I was hooked on that show for a while. Um, I was I was kind of mad in the beginning. I was like, why couldn't they have gotten the Highlander guy from McLeod from the movies? But they had pretty good storyline going there. They had a pretty good storyline, and it worked for me. Remington Steele, what a show. That was so great. The chemistry um, that was happening on this on that screen was just like, what is happening here? These two guys are I don't know, it was just they had some kind of romantic chemistry that was just intoxicating. Max Headroom, oh yes, loved it. Uh, we've got Mutual of Omaha with Jim uh, taking the Rhino's temp, and while Marlon in the tent with a martini. LOL. Which one is this one? Oh, was this from Wild Kingdom? Was that from Wild Kingdom? Oh, hi, Una. Oh, she got my message. Yes, I got your message. Virtual hug. Hug you right back. Oh, look at this. We've got Pop Culture Republic. Hello, all TV shows of our childhood. Max Headroom. If no one has already mentioned it, also throwing out some Simon and Simon. Yes, for very short-lived shows. Wizards and Warriors. I don't remember. The name is ringing a bell, though. Wizards and Warriors. Riptide is one, yeah. Let's see. The boss was always letting the other guy face uh, the most deadly animals um, for that show that I don't know. A Wild Kingdom. Uh, I've been tuned in since then, but it's just listening to the discussion and not having much to add. Oh, that's totally fine. Um, that's totally fine. Well, I would love to know what your favorite shows were to watch as a child. I like that Rock Hudson, Hardcastle, and McCormick. Um, is that we're talking about Martian Chronicles? I know Rock Hudson was in that. Uh, Other World. Oh, Peep Show Menagerie. Hi, RG. Glad to see you doing these regularly. Some of our childhood faves were oh, there's probably more coming, right? Roar with Heath Ledger. Hmm, I never saw that. Renee Dennis says hi. Hello, Renee. All right. Zerperplex says that Wild Kingdom ran for something like 30 years. I didn't. I don't know. I didn't know. I missed it. Hi, I hope you're on the prowl. Aw. Okay, Thrash. Oh no. Okay, Thrash has got to take off, folks, but had a good time. Oh my God. Thank you for hanging out with us. That was 53 minutes ago. Sorry that it took so long to get to your question, to your comments, but yes, so glad to have you here. You were fantastic. Again, great information that you shared with us, and I'm a lot smarter now because of you. I think. I think. That's why I like because they show programs like Emergency. Oh, Cozy. Okay. Um, and Unicorn Rampage student says, yes, I sent a letter and got a signed autograph from Robert Conrad while Sloan was filming. Oh, cool. Keithy says, if I remember, Mutual of Omaha was on Sunday nights, and Jim Fowler was always fighting the snake. Uh, Mr. McGee, don't make me angry. You would not like me when I get angry. Yes. The Incredible Hulk. Um, let's see. Okay, Lubitsch Touch Me says I also have to head out. It's great spending the stream with you all. See you guys next time. All right, thank you so much, Lubitsch Touch Me. You were fantastic too. Great to hear all of your favorite TV shows as a child. Uh, Evan Ward says Rudolph Manitooth. Now that's a name. Yes, it is. Oh man. And William Curry says there were three Logan books, Logan Run, World, and the last one. I don't remember what the last book was. Uh, that was such a. The books were so very concerning. The books are very concerning because I'm like, what is the books cannot ever be there can never be a movie that's book accurate is all I have to say. It's so inappropriate. uh, so we're like, yeah, Keith, Jim Fowler was the muscle behind the show while Marlon was giving the orders. And we have Matt's Fritz. Hello, Matt. Wow, I stumbled on this feed. I just started watching Logan's Run TV show. Oh, cool. I'm glad you did stop by, and I hope that you enjoy it. Um, Definitely let us know in future live streams how you like the show. Who remembers the adventure of Galaxy Rangers? Yes, Joseph. Okay, I love that. Galaxy Rangers. Love the show. Love the theme song. Amazing. Oh, let me get this really quick. Let me, I believe that I am a little late on this. Okay. Joseph Begay. Thanks for the stroll down memory lane, y'all. I have a good night. Gonna watch the rest of the stream after work tomorrow morning. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate it so much. A $30 super chat. That is fantastic. Really appreciate it. And here's a little something for you. All right. Okay. I am so behind. The thing I love about this stream though is that you guys had so much to say. Um, like you're so interactive. This is great. All right. So we're gonna keep going. Um, William Curry. What was fun about Bionic was a thing in the 70s because Godzilla versus the Bionic monster came out in theaters that year, right? It was like Bionic was like the thing. All right. And Lance Chapin. Bye, guys. I'm out to see you all for the next watch party on Saturday. Um, yeah, what a great time to be had tonight, hanging out with you. So, thanks for being a fantastic moderator and one of the first people on site, and always bringing the energy for the live streams. Thank you so much, Lance. I appreciate you so much. Have a great night, and see you tomorrow. All right. Peep show. So sad, guys, that this is that I'm so far behind. I'm gonna try to catch up. All right. RNG, glad to see you doing these regularly. Okay, you said this. Oh, no, no. Okay, here it is. Glad to see you're doing these regularly. Some of our early favorites, Three's Company. Oh, yes. I love Three's Company. And then they were rerun all the time, in like the 90s and the aughts too. Um, the Monsters. The Monsters. Yes, of course. Elvira. Do you mean her movie? Oh, no, just her shows that she had at late night, yes. And V. Oh, yes. V was one of my favorites. Uh, yeah. V changed me. It was like, what is this? Spaceships, you know, floating in the sky at every large city all over the world. And these guys were aliens. They were lizards, and they were harvesting humans. Oh my God, it was so crazy. I love that show so much. Can't tell you how much I love that show. Any chance for an Elvira movie review in the future? Yes. Um, Elvira, Queen of Darkness, a great movie. Uh, Lots of fun. I plan on reviewing that because it is just has a charm to it, and it's not a bad movie. Well done movie, actually. Zoroplex says Racer X was Speed Racer's brother. It that inspired George Lucas and Darth Vader, uh, and is what and that inspired George Lucas and the Darth Vader is Luke father scenario. Really? I did not know that. All right. Stuart Mitchell, there was an episode of The Incredible Hulk which is mostly entirely made of footage from Steven Spielberg's Duel. Universal did this without his knowledge and as they owned the rights to both. Mm, sounds like something I would do. That was a intense movie. It's on my list of movies to review. Sort of like saw Duel when it premiered, and I thought it was just okay. Yeah, it's interesting. It's got some moments, you know. It really does. It has its moments. Um, as Joseph Begay says, as far as recommending Speed Racer, it's hard for me to do that nowadays. So much better things are out there. If you like a very old anime and curious about old shows, it might be worth a watch. Yeah, I think they're always worth a watch just to see how things were done back then and how the story structure, what was, uh, what was appealing at that time. Uh, Elkston says, I remember the scene in Salem's Lot when the guy gets impaled on antlers really disturbed me growing up. Really? Um, I don't remember that scene. I don't remember that scene. Um, I remember that from Lost Boys, but I don't remember that from. Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen Lost Boys yet. um, yeah, I didn't see that. You know what was the freaky part about Salem's Lot was the scene with the young boy at the window, and he's just like he's got that weird look on his face, and he's just scratching the window and just floating around like, it was just like really scary. And then his friend is sees him, and instead of being scared, he's actually walking towards him and smiling. I was like, oh my God, can they actually do that? Can vampires actually do that? And I love vampires, but I hate zombies. I know. And I'm not it's not, I don't just hate them. I'm afraid of them. Um so yeah, I for some reasons vampires are cool. Zombies are not cool. And Zorba Boy, evidently not all comments appear on the live chat. Okay, so let me explain that, everybody. There are some people who say things that are inappropriate. And not saying that anything you said was probably inappropriate, but sometimes the live chat will select words that may not know it's AI, so it may not realize that what you're saying is okay in the context of what you're saying. So yeah, sometimes it doesn't show up. Sorry, but it's I rather that with you knowing that than for somebody who to abuse this and say something inappropriate and disturb everybody. Um, Night Court, anyone? I know there's a remake out there, if but I refuse to watch remakes. I don't blame you, Pop Culture Republic. It's 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 getting to be annoying. Just make a new show. And with a new name and everything. Don't try to get the old, uh, bank on somebody else's success for your new show. The other thing that really kind of gets me, Night Court was really cool. It was a great comedy, a great comedic sitcom. And Renee says that they remember Night Court. Oh, but Bobby M says he hates Night Court. No. Oh man. Okay. Star Trek and The Next Generation is what I watch most frequently these days, but also loved Mr. Rogers, Flintstones, Jetson, and The Bullwinkle Show and Popeye. Oh my God, those are so great. Thank you, Super Bro Corey. Woo woo. I was hoping that you were going to be able to make it today. Thanks for joining me today. Thank you. Um, yeah, Star Trek was just, it still holds up, right? Those shows still hold up. Um, they just do. Um, Zerpaplex, Retro, you are way back to. I know. I'm trying. I just. It's like it's too fast. I remember. Renee says, I remember Sliders. I used to watch the Flintstones and the Jetsons. Oh yeah. Are you teasing me? Uh, Zobra, she's talking to your younger self. Yes. So true. Okay, Joseph again. Another Saturday morning cartoon show that I always watch was Dungeons and Dragons, though it was probably because I was already heavy into playing the role playing game. Uh, so cool. Highlander, yeah, that Highlander show, I loved it, and the writing wasn't bad. It was really good. They tried to make it very entertaining for you. Unicorn Rampant Student says the show would be Quincy MD with Jack Klugman. I think Quincy Jones is Rashida Jones's father. Yeah, you're so right. Quincy MD, yeah. Why did I say Quincy Jones? uh, Tonight on 60 Minutes. Retro Nerd Show. Do you work in show business? No, I don't. Um, I just like show business. uh, will encourage questions for the group. What was a show that started out great and fun, and you turned it off because it got bad? Buck Rogers season one was fun, and then season two with the Searcher and Hawk. Hmm, I can't really think of one that did that to me. I usually once a show has me hooked, I just want to see the end of it, you know? Uh, Space Giants. Ooh, I never heard of that one. White Castle. The Drew Carey Show. Yes, it was that was very fun. Pop Culture Republic. Buck Rogers for the same reason. Another for me would be Space 1999, going from season one to season two, or Battlestar Galactica 1980. Yeah, I think Space 1999, that first season was outstanding. And then it I think they changed something about it. I think they changed something with the actors too, and I just found it to be very different. Uh Shai Hassan says, just saying hi. I found your channel by accident during the pandemic. Oh, off topic, but have you read the science fiction magazine pulps? They say that some science fiction shows and movies are based on them. No, not especially. Um, I haven't. My thing was I was into heavy metal magazine, I suppose. Those were the ones that I was able to get my hands on. Evan Ward says, "You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have." Yes, the facts of life. Yes, the facts of life is all about you. Yeah, and in a way, the show was really about, growing up. And if you're a kid, it's like, yeah, the facts of life is about me. Culture, William Curry says, Galactica 1980 felt like they were phoning it in. It was a money grab, I think. Oh, Barry, yeah, we were talking about Arc 2, which I have no idea what it is, but it shares a vehicle in the Damnation Alley movie. All right, I see Matt Hunter here. See, uh, Stuart Mitchell says, Retro Nerd Girl, there's a complete playlist of all 86 episodes of Battle of the Planets on YouTube. Just look for the Dan James channel. Okay. Uh, all right. Thank you so much, Stuart. That makes well, that will make it much easier for me to watch it. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Um, uh, Unicorn Rampant Studio says Battleship Yamato and Star Blazers are the exact same thing. Renee Dennis, I used to watch Search of as a kid and still watch some episodes here on YouTube. YouTube has got a lot of stuff on it. There wasn't a different animation, they just edited it differently. So perplexed. Leonard Nimoy's In Search of was exploring every single conspiracy and off the wall theories in the 1970s, um, and in the 70s there were a lot of them. Yes. Oh, yes, Candid Camera. Been watching some of them, and it feels like little uncomfortable. It feels a little uncomfortable watching some of those episodes. Yeah, I mean, you would never like imagine. people like watching you on camera without your knowledge, right? So I don't know. It is very different, violating. It's more like it. Yes, Soul Train. Let's see, Renee, what's your favorite episode? Mine is probably the Amityville Horror. Um, Matt Hunter says there was a show on PBS where a man with dark hair and a mustache painted out children's books while while narrating them. Anyone remember it? Um, Also, Croft Superstars were amazing. Sigmund and the Sea Monsters was a favorite, as was Schoolhouse Rock, Wait, and Groove Ghouls, and Tales from the Dark Side. Tales from Dark Side was fantastic. There are too many. uh, Says Chris Beyond. Yes. Now, okay, so here's the thing. I think that I have to look this up. Croft Superstars or Sigmund and the Sea Monsters was a show that I saw when I was a kid, and it gave me nightmares because maybe I think this was the show. There was like a sticky floor, and all of these like they got on the sticky thing, and they couldn't get out, and then there was a cliffhanger to the next one. I think that's the show that gave me nightmares when I was a kid. We'll have to check this out so I can be a stronger grown up. Put all of those fears aside from childhood. uh, eh, uh, Lincoln assassination, Jack the Ripper, and Jim Jones. Oh, the conspiracies. Peep Show Menagerie. Also, Croft Superstars were amazing. Okay, I just read that. Sorry about that. uh, uh, El Necron is here. Sorry, this must be. I hope you're still here. Lost in Space, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, Battle of the Planets, Dukes of Hazzard. These are all great. Except for I've never seen Battle of the Planets, and I will be watching it this week. It's just I can't believe I've never heard of or seen Battle of the Planets. That must be rectified immediately. Renee says BJ and the Bear. Yes, BJ and the Bear. That's bringing back the memories. At such uh, uh, a huge crush on the lead actor. Uh, uh, Evan Ward says, "I'm just a bill. Yes, only a bill. I'm just sitting here on Capitol Hill." Oh yes, that bill. Oh my God, that was such a hilarious cartoon. What show is that from? Surplus says, "You know who loves In Search of? Daily Dan, because Daily Dan is a Bigfoot expert and uh, In Search of did an episode on Bigfoot. Oh, I didn't know that. Where is Daily Dan? All right, I'm gonna scooch down a little bit. El Necron says Shazam, the mighty ISIS super friend Scooby Doo. Yeah, Scooby Doo is like I never stopped enjoying Scooby Doo. Like honestly, just never stopped enjoying it. Shazam is one I never got to see, but Mighty Isis I did, which was a good show. I thought it was almost as good as Wonder Woman. They just it needed a little push, but it was good. I like that show. I like that show a lot, and I thought that the lead actress was just gorgeous. Uh, and Bobby EM says, yeah, one with the Patterson film. Oh, other than Indian folklore, I'm lost on lost. I used to watch Super Friends and Scooby Doo. Yes, Um, and Super Bro Corey agrees with everything that Necron has to say there. Right on. Joseph Again says Roddenberry made multiple attempts to get Genesis 2 on air. The second attempt was called Strange New World. This apocalyptic show featured scientists frozen in the past uh, to waking to try to survive. Very interesting. Zerberbless Retro Nerd Girl, when I spoke about Colonel Wild, I was referring to the Life and Sad Ending channel who does videos on celebrities over 90. Oh, 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 oh. Thanks for clearing that up for me. And I was like, who? I was trying to figure that out. Uh, uh, pardon me, guys. Dukes of Hazard. Totally spaced that one. Great show. Yes, it was good. Look, Dukes of Hazard was awesome. And Bobby M. Hostess looks like Velm. Uh, maybe I don't know. Like Velma. I hope I'm not as rude. Let's just put it that way. Uh, Peep Gemini, by the way, one of the burlesque acts in our show next month is based on Battle Beyond the Stars. Wow. Oh, I wonder if they're gonna wear one of the costumes. The rest are mostly inspired by Barbarella. I'll send you a guest pass. That's so sweet. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Uh, oh, Hungry Jerk is in the chat. Hey there. Good to see you. All right. Zervlex, do you know who did Velma Bobby? Mindy Kaling, the star from The Office. Yes, that's the new show that's it's happening. I believe it's on, is it HBO Max? William Curry, oh, I got to get ready for bed. Everyone have a good night. Oh, thank you so much, William Curry, for being with us tonight. You are fantastic. Thanks for hanging out with me for 3+ hours. And I definitely am going to be closing things up soon. So let me see if I can catch up with the chat a little. Oh, Fletcher Williams. Hey there. How you doing? Good to see you. Barry On says Batman, Adam West, Superman, George Reeves, Wonder Woman, Linda Carter. The old school, right? The old school. Very nice lineup of the Trinity there. Bobby M. Super, yeah, yeah, but Hostess is better. Oh, um, that's so sweet. Thank you. Uh, ooh, yes, Fantasy Island. Yes, we talked briefly about Fantasy Island and how good it was. We were talking about Love Boat, but I also mentioned Fantasy Island. And Fantasy Island had a way of like making this sort of um, weird wish fulfill fantasy thing happening on the show. And I don't know, like that I thought it was really cool because it seemed to teach a lesson every single time. Um, you know, I was just thinking, like, wonder if Wonder Woman 84 could have used a few pointers from Fantasy Island since it was based on wishes. Hungry Jerk says that Thrash Pondo sent me here. Oh, that's so awesome. Thrash Pondo here was here earlier. Um, and he really, of course, gave us his retro expertise. And we're working on trying to get him on the show. Pop Culture Republic says, anyone watch Sherlock Holmes with Jeremy Brett. Love that show. Caught every episode. Evan Ward says Wonder Woman, hubba hubba. Yes, she was beautiful, gorgeous, and just fantastic. Just a fantastic actress, Linda Carter, and still is gorgeous to this day. I don't know how she does it. Barry on. I remember City Beneath the Sea. I never had the pleasure, but I am going to be looking that one up. In the 70s, I love San Pedro Beach Bums. Oh, the San Pedro Beach Bums. Is that a TV show? Uh, Never heard of it. Let's see. Old men sing hubba, hubba. Don't clown on him like that. I mean, it's still a lot of fun to say hubba bubba. I say it. Um, Unicorn Rampant Studio, Martian Chronicles, amazing. It was just fantastic. I love that miniseries. It was so compelling. It was so compelling. And you kind of didn't know what was going to happen. Um, I the only thing about Martian Chronicles was that there weren't enough Martians. I wanted more Martians and more like odd alien things. The original miniseries was fantastic. It was incredible, and I didn't mind the series either. The series got really good, but they went in so far to being so cheesy, and I still had fun with it even at the end, to be honest. But I think as the show went on, I was less interested in catching every episode like the first couple ones. The first few episodes, I was like at the TV's like, oh, what's gonna happen next? Donovan! Diana! I was just like, it was just so crazy how they had the best cliffhangers for that show. Um, And Surf Bless says, yeah, we're old, Bobby. Well, I wouldn't, I think it's just kind of nice to still have some of those um, things that, I don't know, like I like just being myself and not worrying about how old I am or what cycle I fit into, or I think it's kind of cool to just be yourself. Um, Evan Ward said, "Bring it." I'm bringing it back. What are you bringing back? Uh, Hubba Hubba. Yes, Hubba Bubba. Yes. Well, look, why not? Just be happy. Do your thing. Integrity 101 is here. Yes. Oh my God. How you doing? Hi, Retro. Keep up the good work. Hashtag inevitable. Yes. Integrity is so awesome. Bobby M. Jerk, thank God uh, you didn't misspell Pedro. Okay. Um, let's see. Uh, BJ and the Bear Truck had Starsky and Hutch paint job. Did it? Um, okay. So the show with Pop Culture Republic has the answer for us. The show with the super truck uh, with the Flash Gordon actor Sam Jones was The Highwayman, um, which I didn't get to see because I'm sure if it was on in my region, I would have jumped for joy because I was such a fan of Sam Jones. And let's see. I'm just running down a little bit. Um, and Renee says, I watched one episode of Remington Steel and I wasn't impressed. Was it the first one? Because the first episode was really good because it was like um, Stephanie Zimbalist uh, played the main character, and she was trying to open up a detective agency, but no one would hire her because she was a woman. So she hired uh, a guy uh, to to pretend to be Remington Steele and get and do the job, you know. And they ended up doing the job together. Yeah, they ended up doing it together, which was kind of cool because they would solve all these murders and crimes and stuff. I loved it. Um, Zervaplex, everybody wanted to bed Stephanie Zimbalist. She was gorgeous. Yeah, she was gorgeous. Um, there was a movie she did um, with Charlton Heston. Does anybody know what that movie is called? She played an Egyptian princess that was being brought to back to life, and Charlton Heston played her father. It was so good. I forgot the name of that movie. It's like uh, um, it's Riptide. And Zorbaplex, there are some generous super chatters here. Yes, indeed. And yes, I am so grateful to them. So nice of everyone to be so nice to me. Thank you. Peep Show Menagerie says, sorry for switching from iPad to computer between accounts. So my post got messed up. Oh, that's fine. I tried to stop a couple before you saw the incorrect one. Um, And Edward says, it was innocent. They had slumber parties. Oh my goodness. You mentioned you mentioned the Muppet Show. The Muppet Show is awesome. What a great idea of a show that had a little bit of magic in it. It was just there was something magical about that show. And Jim Henson headed that up while he was also making movies and creating all sorts of stuff um, behind the scenes. He was just a genius that left us too soon. Uh, yeah, just a wonderful show. Renee says good night, everybody. Good night, Renee. Thank you for being with us. You were awesome. Thank you for bringing your energy with us. Jason W. That's incredible. Real people, Ripley's, believe it or not, with Jack Palance. Yes. What a show. His voice. He was just incredible. Jack Palance was a true, true icon. Uh, Dracula wishes us well. We're all gonna die before the hostess finishes this. Yes, okay. I think so. I think so. I'm still like 30 minutes behind. Oh, we've got Dominic D here. Nice to see you in here. Jason W. Night Gallery. I don't remember that one. All right, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit down. Yes, Lance Kerwin G listing at the window scared the bleep out of me. Was it him? Because the little it was a different little boy, but Lance, I think he survived that. His character, yeah, his character survived. He just recently passed, and so rest in peace, Lance. Just have a crucifix on a chain around your neck, and you have nothing to worry about regarding vampires. I don't know. Did you see that movie? The- yeah, there's some vampires that don't care if you're wearing a cross. I hear a lot about Salem's Lot since Lance died. Yes, it's a fantastic TV miniseries that just doesn't get enough love. It really doesn't. Um, just doesn't get enough love. For me, the Batman, the animated series was my childhood, says Cecil Hester. And also says, hello, Retro Nerd Girl. Well, welcome, Cecil. Yes, it's the things that you remember when you're a child that just, you know, they have a special place there forever. Uh, Dominic D says Bullwinkle was great. Yes. Okay. Yes, sliders. We have a lot of repeated. Let's see. We got Death Metal Podcast. Great to see you here. Hello, Retro Nerd Girl. Oh my God. Hello. See. And Jason W. loved the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. Yes, that cartoon was actually really good. I was hoping that the movie was going to be as good as it really was. But I enjoyed that silly movie. It was so silly. It was so messed up. It was terrible. Loving it. I really did love it. Pop Culture Republic says a couple more I remember from the past. Ripley's Believe It or Not with Jack Palance, then and then Raven. Oh, the spin-off from Highlander. Yes, I forgot about that. That there was a spin-off to Highlander. That actress was so beautiful, and she could carry herself very well. Zorpaplex says Retro Nerd Girl needs T-Pun to read the chats. Yes. Buck Rogers was great also. Yes, the animated show was fantastic. I spoke earlier of my love of that animation style and how cool it was. Manimal, yes, that was a great one. It says Divine Apex Productions. Thank you for joining us today. Yes, that is a great one. Um, and Cecil, great question. Heroes for me peaked with season one. Heroes. Oh, Heroes. I missed Heroes. Flintstone. Venkata is here. It says Flintstones, Jetsons, Popeye, SWAT Cats. Never heard of that one. SWAT Cats. Batman the animated series was my childhood. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, Batman the animated series really impacted a lot of people. And Hungry Jerk says RNG is cute. Thank you. You're so kind. Thank you so much. That is very sweet of you. Jason W says, I was Popeye for Halloween one year. That's so cool. Divine Apex Productions says, great space coaster. Yeah, they mentioned that before. I think I didn't see it, but that one, but it's on my list. Retro nerd girl thinks hungry is a jerk. Oh, is that? No, I don't. You're too funny. Yeah, the Great Space Coaster. Steven Seagal. I was Steven Seagal for Halloween one year. Steven Seagal is great. Uh, oh, really? You can find search in search of on YouTube. Oh, wow. All right. I'm gonna jump down a little bit. Reading Rainbow is one. Uh, Sigmund and the Sea Monsters was basically a kids' comedy show. Okay. Schoolhouse Rocks. Oh, the good Austin is here. Hey, how are you? Captain Planet. Yes, Captain Planet was fantastic. It was just uh good old-fashioned fun with that show. I loved all of the corny things that were going on that show. Mikado says, I still watch Scooby-Doo. Me too. The great shows. I mean, Ruby Doo. I love the Scooby-Doo movies with the guest stars in animated form. Yeah, the Scooby-Doo movies were actually really fun. The good Austin says random, but the old school Bugs Bunny Looney Tunes skits still get me. Me too. I mentioned Looney Tunes, earlier, and it's just it's the classics. It's absolutely uh, still funny to me to this day. And put those in front of a child, and they will just laugh forever. It's just so simple, so easy, and hilarious. Hilarious. Amazing retro nerd girl hasn't gotten hoarse yet. No, I haven't. I do. I can talk quite a bit. The good Austin. General Lee is still my favorite card to this day. Bo and Luke were some of the original troublemakers, getting Roscoe P. Coltrane all worked up every episode. Really made me laugh. Me too. I mean, the hijinks. There was just fantastic. Just really. I thought it was a fun show, to be honest. Um, and I know they tried to make a movie out of it. It didn't work. But it was definitely um, it was definitely something for the time. Like even if you watch the reruns, the shows are still great. So reflects retro nerd girl, you have done yeoman service. We are blessed to have you. You're too kind. You are so sweet. Thank you so much. Uh, that is so sweet. You guys are really, uh, uh, really kind to me. Thank you. I appreciate it. What do we get? Do Martians look like Ray Walton? Um, or I don't, I don't know. Laura Dorth is here. Oh, Darth Plato is also here. We're not too old. We're refined. That's right. That's right. We're refined. uh, was Highwayman French? I don't think so. I think Highwayman. You know what? I don't know. I don't know. I heard of Highwayman, and I think I saw some uh bits of it, but I can't verify that it's French or not. Uh, but Sam Jones is in it. Okay, Evan Warren, gotta go. See you down the road. Okay, well, thank you for being here. We loved having you. You're awesome. And yeah, take care. We'll see you soon. Oh, Peep Show Menagerie, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. There was an obscure show of there was an obscure now lost due to a fire show called That's Cat when I was a kid. I loved. The theme song will be in fans' heads forever. Interesting. I've never heard of it before. Never heard of it. Well, anyway, thank you for the $5 super chat. Let's see. I've got a special thank you for you. All right, that's cat. Okay, I'm gonna look into that. uh, yeah, that's a cool one. Um, that's cat. I've never heard of that one. Moonlighting. Okay, so uh, really, the first time the B word was used on television by Sybil Shepherd and Bruce. I thought the first time it was used on Dynasty. That's what I thought that it was the first time it was used was on Dynasty because it was used and people were like, "Yeah, now you can say that word." I didn't know it was first used on Moonlighting, uh, and yeah, that was Bruce Willis in that was just incredible. Um, I liked Riptide. It was on after the A Team back in the day. That's why I didn't. Okay, so that makes that I think about the timing of A-Team and Riptide. It was my bedtime, I think. It was my bedtime. Let's see. That was Michael Jackson and the Emmanuel. And oh, what am I missing? All right, I must be missing something. Um, Darth Vader says, "I like the Muppets, but not in Star Wars." And Dribbler says, "You didn't enjoy Yoda." The Muppet Show and the Little Rascals were definitely inspiration in our let's put on a show mentality. Yes, it was, wasn't it? It was like so. I mean, these are cute shows, perfect for kids, enjoyable for adults. I mean, I thought it was really good. Emmanuel Lewis was the prototype for Teddy Ruxpin. I don't know about that. Uh, I remember Believe It or Not was a great show. Yeah, it was really uh, I mean, you learned so much on that show. I loved it. I love those kinds of like information shows. Okay, Herman Vasquez is here. Hello, Retro Nerd Girl. You called did you recall the Ghost and Mrs. Murr? No, I heard of it, but I never watched it. I never saw it. Never saw it. Darth Polino says season one of Buck Rogers, not season two. Yep, it's unfortunately for season two of Buck Rogers. And Dominic D says, great live stream, RNG. I have to go. Great night, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us, Dominic D. Darth Vader, Star Blazers, Robotech, Macross. Macross? Robotech Macross? Never heard of that one. Um, but Star Blazers, yeah, we talked a little bit about Star Blazers, which I need to do in some incredible research on. Darth Vader, old school SNL, yes. SNL was fantastic. I believe it started in 1975. I could be wrong, but it was in the 1970s. Uh, SNL was so powerful, hilarious stuff. I mean, that was your Saturday night. That was your Saturday night. Yep, that's incredible. You're incredible. Oh, thank you. You too. Have a great night. Are you hungry? Jerry has got to go, everyone. Good night. Okay, we've got some piling out. People are piling out now. Okay. I think I'm finally catching up. Uh, Benji, Zax, and the Alien Prince. Man, you've got some good ones. I Benji, I remember, but Zax and the Alien Prince, I've never heard. Um, Anybody remember the powers of Matthew Starr though? That was a good one. Um, okay, a little trivia for us to remember. Bo was from the Dukes of Hazzard was the dad in Smallville. Uh, Zorba Black says, "Thank you, Retro." The Waltons, yes, the Waltons, really good one. Unicorn Rapids Studio says, "RNG, you're the generous one. Your time and your heart are here with us." Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure. I love being here, and though I get nervous when I start these live streams, it's definitely I don't ever want them to stop. I need to make this stop though. It's going on 4 hours. I don't want to go 7 hours. But yes, I do enjoy doing these live streams. Uh, I wiggle dance for thank you animation. Oh, all right. So I am going to close this out, guys. And before I go, we've got 27 of you guys still watching. I hope that you have all gotten a chance to tell me what your favorite show was on your favorite TV shows were. Um, oh, Unicorn Rabbit Studio says, okay, maybe moonlighting was the first time I heard the V word on TV. LOL. Yes, okay. And Server Bless says, okay, so I am going to play a small video for you guys as an outro, and it's a thank you for you guys being here. It'll give you a chance to say goodbye to each other and have some last words uh, to say in the chat for for me, for you, and for the rewatch. All right. So, have a good night, guys. I want to say, without further ado, I bid you adieu, and I will see you in the next video.
Retro Nerd Girl, you are clear for takeoff.